It is a college football Saturday here in the city of Riverside. We are at lovely Wheelock Stadium as the Tigers of RCC battle the Hornets of Fullerton. Ghazal Hassan back with you along with Jeff Gorman. Jeff, this is a de facto championship game for the National Southern Conference in the SCFA.
Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for two teams playing better football at the best time of the year. We've watched RCC dominate the last couple months, but this is a completely different ball club. Fullerton has revenge on their minds.
Yeah, Fullerton Hornets actually had beaten the Tigers in 9 straight games until last December 3rd in the SCFA SoCal final, which the Tigers won 31-17. Overall, Jeff, the 70th meeting between these two teams, the series goes back to 1921.
That is a very, very long time, but forget all the records. Everybody is trying to get that elusive state championship. RCC fell short last year. Fullerton, new stadium, new everything, new outlook. They really want it bad.
Winner today likely will be the #1 seed in the upcoming SCFA playoffs. We'll have all the action for you coming up next, a college football Saturday on Riverside TV. Welcome back to Wheelock Stadium, special Veterans Day edition of College Football Saturday in the city of Riverside. And Jeff, I know you're a father and Air Force veteran, so I want to acknowledge John Gorham here before this really de facto playoff game, Jeff. I mean, 9-0. This is for the National Southern title, and more than likely, Jeff, the winner of this game, the 70th all-time meeting between the Hornets and the Tigers, will be the #1 seed in the upcoming SCFA playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked about this game. We circled it game 1 going back. You know, this Riverside team, we didn't know what we were going to get starting off the season, but we have got a heavy dose of the run game, which is something, a new wrinkle to this season, and the emergence of the great quarterback Barton, who really surprised everybody. We didn't even know he was going to be the starter of this team, and for them to be 9-0 and be so dominant playing against their big rival, this is going to be a game I think is going to be fun.
You know, Fullerton comes in off a dominant win over Saddleback last week, 9-0, and these teams met last December 3rd in the SoCal regional final. It was the Tigers that took that one, 31-17. The Hornets, though, kind of had the Tigers' number, Jeff, although Riverside leads the all-time series 39-29-1. Before December 3rd of last year, Fullerton had won the last 9 meetings between the two teams, including a 75-16 win in the playoffs back when Fullerton made that run where they won back-to-back state championships.
Yeah, and talking about that, I mean, 9 in a row, that's 90% clip there. And things have changed. You know, Coach Kraft brought in a great philosophy, a great culture. And it's nice to see the two best teams playing in the final game of the year for all the marbles.
So you heard it there from Shane Smith, who's our referee today. Fullerton wins the toss, elects to defer, so the Tigers will start on offense, Jeff.
And this offense has to be electric. I mean, how many times have we seen the punter this year? Not much. If you can keep the punter off the field and special teams can do their job here, this could be a great game to start.
Obviously, playoff atmosphere here this afternoon, and talking to both coaches before the game, it seems like most football games, most games that you play at this level, going to come down to the battle in the trenches. And I know the missive for the Fullerton Hornets is, hey, offensive linemen, let's dig in. Let's dominate them on the other side. And we saw last week what RCC did down in Mesa. They're going to want to do the same thing. Hey, let's run the football. Let's run the football. We know we can throw it, but if we can impose our will on them, maybe we can get them to back off and understand that we're going to dominate them. It's kind of what happened against Saddleback. I think Saddleback saw that RCC was going to be able to run the football, and they kind of slumped their shoulders a little bit, and before they knew it, they were down 21-0.
Yeah, I mean, they have scored in bunches. I mean, we see them put up 63 against a team you never thought they'd put up 63 against. They held the entire month of October,
Yeah,
Gasol.
3 straight shutouts.
That is an amazing stat in itself.
So it looks like there's some bit of a delay in the kickoff, and I'm wondering why that is.
Maybe they lost the tee. Oh, that would be it. There's no chain gang.
Oh, wow, okay. Call Yancey Dotson.
You got to call up Yancey, Kelvin Butler over and see if they could fill in, but they have nobody over there at the chain gang.
So just going over it, Fullerton College comes in 9-0, 6-0 in league play, and the Tigers obviously also 9-0, 6-0 in league play, and this was inevitable. Once we kind of got to the midway point of the season, this was kind of inevitable. RCC has been ranked at the top of the state polls. I believe they're second in one, tied for first in the other. Fullerton in the top 5 in both state polls. I think second in one, third in the other. And then in the national JC Gridiron poll, the Dirty 30, RCC and Fullerton are 5 and 6 respectively. So everybody kind of knew it was going to come to this. On the other side, Mount Sac and Golden West play today. That game also for a league title. And that could be a little bit tricky, because I was talking to Tom Kraft, and he felt that whoever wins this game obviously is going to be the number 1 seed and have home field throughout. But he feels, you know what, if it's a close game, the team that loses today will probably be the at-large team, that number 4 team in the playoffs, meaning they have to go on the road, and it would be a rematch of this game in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it done in high school football where they've played, league teams back-to-back weeks going into finish the season, and then you start the playoffs. Yes, now here's the question I have for you. If Fullerton were to win today, do they get the home?
Yeah, they'd be the champion and likely be the home team.
And remember, they have a brand new stadium. First year they've had it. They used to play over, I believe, at Troy High School in Fullerton. Now they have their own stadium, so that gives them a little bit of extra incentive to try to win, to kind of christen that new stadium they built.
Charlie Villarreal will tee it up. He's out of Wilmington, North Carolina, Laney High School. Freshman will kick to Xavier Ugorji and Norian Espadron back deep to receive for the Tigers of RCC. Here we go. League title game, in essence, underway. Both teams 9-0 coming in undefeated, obviously, in league play as well. 70th meeting between the Hornets and the Tigers. Here's the kickoff. It'll be fielded by Ugorji at the 11. Xavier Ugorji, shifty move, trying to get back inside, and he's tackled just as he crosses over the 30-yard line. Making the tackle for Fullerton, Mohamed Hasuna. Hasuna, the freshman from Cypress High School, 1st and 10 RCC.
And talking about this special teams unit, RCC has been really, really tight as far as special teams. They've scored a lot of big-time plays, but they play smart football. They always catch it, and they get some positive yards out of every play.
So 1st and 10 from the 35 for RCC. And a quick swing out of the backfield to Bryce Strong. Strong trying to get outside 40, 45, steps out of bounds just in front of the first down marker at the 45-yard line. So a 10-yard pickup on the first play. Swing pass out of the backfield from Jordan Barton to Bryce Strong.
And we've seen Strong start in the first unit every single game so far this year. Then look for a little Bancoli coming up here.
Little tempo play and a nice play defensively. It'll be a loss back to the 40-yard line. Making the catch is Lee for RCC. The coverage is Quinton Ashford, the sophomore from Smiths Station, Alabama. Jesse Campbell makes the catch. Loss back to the 39-yard line, 3rd down. Jordan Barton, top passer in the state, efficiency-wise and percentage-wise, and down he goes. Up to the 45, the original line of scrimmage. The first man through, C.J. Neesmith. Neesmith, the sophomore from Baldwin, Florida, makes the play. And So the helmet came off, so he'll have to sit out the next play. It'll be 4th down coming up for RCC.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
So Tigers going for it early. And we'll see the big tight end come out for RCC, Connor Way. And then they're going to go 2 tight ends. Josiah Cornwell also out there. Double tight end set. 4-man front is the typical alignment for Fullerton College. They're going to rotate about 8 guys into that front 4, Jeff. 4th and 1. Here's Strong, and he did not get it. Big stop by Fullerton to start it off. Coming up on the hit, Bronson Tidenois was there along with Chris Harm, a couple of returning starters for Cal State Fullerton. Stuffed the Tigers early. Let's get a look here. And the battle in the trenches that time won by the Titans. They got great penetration on the right side, allowing the linebackers to slip through and make the play. Lost back to the 44-yard line, and now James Cook's defense will get out there, Jeff.
Well, hey, we've seen this defense hold up strong, but a huge momentum changer with Fullerton making a big stop. Talk about how important the running game will be today. So far, they're winning in the trenches.
Good field position for Fullerton's offense. 1st and 10 from the 44 of RCC. Brandon Nunez calling signals. Play action, looking down the field. They're going to look big. He's going to throw over the middle and nearly intercepted by Dante Bowers. Bowers stepped right in front of Jeremy Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the sophomore out of Houston, Texas, and Bowers sliding in from his safety position, nearly picked that one off. 2nd down.
Yeah, the secondary very active. We've seen them all season long. Make big plays right there, nearly a huge one to start this defensive series.
3-man front for RCC. Here's the give right up the middle. Got a little bit of space slipped through before Gilds makes the tackle. Garnett Davis, the sophomore from Michigan, slithers up for about 4 yards on the play. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Played in the parochial schools back in Michigan. Played at St. Mary's High School.
He was with Fullerton College last year, got a carry in that SoCal semifinal. SoCal final. Here's Davis again trying to run, and down he goes. Got a little help from Jawan Nixon. Nixon's the one. He gets the stop inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line, and the offense going to stay out there for Fullerton.
And why not? You guys are playing in midfield, back and forth. This could be a huge stop for Riverside if they can hold them here.
Jawan Nixon out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as our friend Keith Jackson used to say. Play clock down to 15. Nunez from the gun, 3rd and 4. Looking right, throwing right, complete. Gills makes the hit to the 32-yard line. That's C.J. Broy making the reception down to the 31-yard line.
And a smart play as we look on the replay here. He knew exactly where he was going. He stopped a yard past that 1st down marker.
1st and 10, quick throw, and it's going to be intercepted. Edward Gilds. Gilds has been around the ball on all 3 plays and a turnover as Gilds picks it off for RCC. Gilds, the transfer from Chaffee, began his career at McNeese State. He's at St. Augustine High School, product out of Nolans, and a turnover. The defense turns back the Hornets. 1st and 10 RCC from the 19.
So like a prize fight. Swinging at haymakers.
So a big stop by the Fullerton defense. RCC counters with a turnover from the 18 of 1st and 10. Strong trying to run between the tackles. He'll get maybe up to the 20-yard line. The right side of the line collapses on Strong. Coming up to make the hit, that's Brandon Tidenois. Tidenois is out of Mississippi, DeSoto Central in South Haven, Mississippi, the sophomore.
I have been there, believe it or not.
I believe it, Jeff.
I've been there.
2nd and 8 from the 20. Strong running left. And down he goes. Strong maybe over the 20. Making the play. Jordan Crawford makes the tackle, the freshman from South River, New Jersey. South River High School steps up and makes the stop. The freshman for Fullerton College. Man, Coach Campbell going everywhere for talent.
All over the place.
Michigan, New Orleans, New Jersey. 3rd and 6.
Are you familiar with that high school?
I am not. Barton being chased. Barton using his feet, buying some time. He looks down the field for Espadrone, and a nice play deflected away by K.D. Kearns. Kadari K.D. Kearns, the sophomore from Flossmoor, Illinois, in one-on-one coverage with Espadrone, knocks it away. Fourth down upcoming for RCC.
Boy, you can feel the tension just watching this ball game.
A flag down. Looks like it might be a hold from where it's down. We'll let Shane Smith tell us. Shane Smith is the white hat.
Oh, no. That's going to be a first down for RCC. It looks like personal foul, roughing the passer.
So a break for the Tigers. They get the drown extended on the 15-yard penalty. So the ball goes up to the 37-yard line. Some confusion about the clock, it looks like. Shane Smith, we mentioned Shane Smith is our referee today. Charlie Chastain, the umpire. Dan Kaminsky, the head linesman. The line judge is Kurt Bukarau. Nick Frescas, the field judge. The line judge, Daryl Brooks. And the back judge is Dwayne Bergman. That is our officiating crew here this afternoon for this game between undefeated teams. 70th all-time meeting, Veterans Day Classic here between RCC and Fullerton. Dump it out of the backfield. Coming over is Espadrone up to the 40 and then ridden down over the 45-yard line. Espadrone up to the 45, making the tackle. Eric Hale, the sophomore from Newport Beach, very agile and versatile defensive lineman for Fullerton College. Their offensive line or defensive line, Jeff, very versatile. About 8 guys shuttle in and out of there. They're all very athletic and they're all very explosive. So first down RCC, a 10-yard pickup on the little flip to Espadrone. Modica in motion. Here's the ball up the middle to Strong, and he gets up to midfield, about a 3-yard pickup on that play.
You know, before the game, I had a conversation with the umpire, Kent Bukarau, and he told me, he said, hey, we called the Fullerton game last week, but Tom Kraft and the head coach at Fullerton requested this crew to play to call the game today.
Second down, Barton to throw, dancing. He's got some time. Now it's going to close up a little bit. He's going to have to sprint out and use his feet up to the 50-yard line. Now he'll tuck it under and go. He'll juke inside the 40 for the first down, and then a little bit of extracurricular activity afterwards. Gets tangled up with number 29. That's Dewan Grant. It'll all come back, though. A flag on the play against RCC.
Yeah, the hold was right as he left the pocket here. Yep. As soon as he left the pocket, you got to let him go.
So they'll bring it back. It was a nice gain by Barton, but now you know why. There's a 10-yard mark-off against RCC. So we'll redo second down. It'll go all the way back to the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 43-yard line of Fullerton for the first down. So call it 2nd and 17.
One-on-one coverage defensively here against the trips down low.
Bryce Strong up the middle, and then another helmet comes off. Making the tackle is Neesmith again. Second time his helmet has come off. He'll cross up to the 43-yard line. Will Bryce Strong. Third down coming up.
Maybe he's like a wrestler. You know, you go out and you lose all that weight. He lost all this head weight.
I'm going to go old school. You remember the old pitcher John Pacella?
I do.
He had this weird windup where he would knock his hat off.
Yes.
Played for the Yankees, played for the Mets, the Padres for a little bit. The great John Pacella. 3rd and 14. So a big third down play, and the defense has been up to the challenge. Here comes the blitz. RCC picks it up for now, and now they won't. Down goes Barton at about the 40-yard line. Tita Noir was in there. He's been all over the place for Fullerton. He was the one kind of forcing the action.
I mean,
ultimately, I think it was Jeremiah McNeely who made the tackle. And fourth down coming up. Sorry, Jeff.
You and I have been covering Tigers football here for years. How many times have we seen their quarterback really kind of struggling to get out of the pocket here? This defense from Fullerton really stymieing Barton in the pocket there.
Nathaniel Wallace dealing with the punt. Gets it away from the 41-yard line. K.D. Kearns can't quite come up with it. Now he plays it off the turf. And he's going to get a return on it over the 20-yard line, and he'll go still on his feet, breaks a tackle, and he's to the open field and finally brought down up at about the 38-yard line. So about a 47-yard kick and the return all the way up to the 42-yard line, a 30-yard return for KD Kearns. Remember, Kearns last year was one of the top defensive backs for Fullerton. Very good. He had a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown last week, and there's a foul. Is there a penalty on the play? No, okay.
No penalty.
Up to the 38-yard line.
How important, we always talk, Gazal, how important special teams are. That was a big play from Fullerton.
So call it the 37, 1st and 10 Hornets. Nunez, complete out of the backfield and up to the 45-yard line. Nice run after the catch for Christian Stewart. Stewart, the sophomore from Brea Olinda. Close to another first down, up to the 45 they called it. So a 7-yard pickup on the play. 2nd and 2.
And you watch, I was watching Isaiah Bogar on that end. He was coming quickly. They got rid of the football. They're definitely aware of Bogar.
Bouncing outside and getting the first down is Michael Vakapuna. Vakapuna, a sophomore out of Hawaii, redshirt for the last couple of years at the University of Utah, and he's really injected some life into this Fullerton running attack, Jeff.
Did you see the strength of him? I mean, he threw a forearm out there. Big-time play there from the tough little running back.
Up to the 48, 1st and 10 Fullerton. The fake, Nunez keeps it, and Nunez leans into RCC territory. Leo Tupou making the tackle.
A late flag came in there. I think this is going to be a hold as well. I think it's going to go back.
Shane Smith, our referee, going to inform us. So it's hands to the face, and they'll move it back. It'll still be first down, though, for Fullerton College. No score here. 7:03 to play in the first quarter. It's been a bit of a defensive matchup, surprisingly. Two very good offenses today, Jeff, but it's been the defenses that have been shining so far.
I want to see this great offense from both teams, but defensively, Coach Cook and his staff for the Tigers are going to show us, hey, we're going to play some defense. You said it would be a defensive battle. Whoever wins in the trenches so far, you are correct.
Austin Levias split out to the top of the screen for Fullerton. Here's Nunez dancing. He lost the football. Boger was there. The Tigers have it. Jumping on it, Jesse Bradbury recovered the fumble, and Isaiah Boger gets to the quarterback and makes a big play for the defense.
I'll tell you what, I've been saying it, screaming at the top of my lungs. He is the best football player I have seen all season long. Maybe the best I've seen here in the last several years. He dominates games on defense.
So 1st and 10, ball will be spotted at the 29 with 6:43 to play. Demarion Young split out to the top of the screen. Split out to the near side is Jesse Campbell. In the near slot, Norian Espedron. Here's the throw to Bradford, and nearly intercepted. What a play made on the defensive side. Stepping up, Tyus Milton, the defensive back, cornerback for Fullerton College out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, Gwinnett High School. Last week had 2 tackles and a fumble recovery against Saddleback in the win for Fullerton College. That's a nice play.
He jumped the route pretty quick there.
Nice move on the ball. Nearly picked it. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Nice battle on the outside. Great man coverage by the Hornets.
You got to like this. If you are a true fan of football, the scouting that these two teams have done, obviously, you know what's coming. This is great football here.
2nd and 10. Here's the give to Ugorji. Ugorji finds some space, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle, ridden down at the 6-yard line. Ugorji all the way down to the 6-yard line, a 23-yard pickup, combining on the tackle for Fullerton. Quentin Ashford got some help from Jeremiah McNeely. And again, the offensive line getting the push. We talk about the battle in the trenches, Jeff.
Talking about the battle, but talking about Ugorji. Ugorji hasn't been a primary back in the last few weeks. Maybe something Coach Kraft saw and said, hey, we got to try Ugorji out. Very quick and heady runner there.
1st and goal from the 7. Cornwell and Connor May both shift. The 2 tight ends move to the right side. And Ugorji instead will go right up the middle. He'll lunge forward inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. There on the tackle were KD Kearns along with Tyon Milton.
And another helmet gone.
So that was LeBaron Kennedy, lost his helmet. He'll have to sit out for a play. They mark it to the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal, RCC. No score as of yet. Under 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Battle of undefeated teams, 70th all-time meeting between the Hornets and the Tigers. Jesse Campbell in the far slot, in the near slot, Norian Espadron for RCC. Ugorji is the tailback. Here comes the blitz. Good pickup by Ugorji, but it doesn't matter. Down he goes, meaning Jordan Barton making the play. Chris Harm, the sophomore from El Medina, bursts through and makes the tackle. A good pickup on the blitz by Ugorji, but there were too many Hornets. The Hornets had too many numbers.
Let's see here. It looks like they're... Wow, so hold on Ugorji.
No wonder the blitz pickup was so good. He was holding him.
Yes, he was.
So they'll decline the penalty. They'll take the sack yardage back to the 12-yard line. Still 3rd and goal for RCC. Man, I was giving him all this praise, and it turns out he committed a penalty. You take the kid out of Jersey. You can't take Jersey out of the kid, right?
Exactly.
Like when I watched Danny Petroselli steal out of the candy machine on Main Street in Ramsey, New Jersey. 3rd and 12. Barton on 3rd down. He's got time. Looking end zone. In and out of the hands of Jesse Campbell. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. We'll see Gabe Panikowski. Panikowski will attempt a 29-yard field goal. The sophomore out of Torrey Pines on the year. 51 of 55 on extra points. 9 of 12 on field goals. Tom Kraft said, hey, he's 2nd in the state in scoring, as good as any kicker we've had, and they've had some good ones.
Oh, they had the one-name legend, old Chavez, doing his magic. Was it Player of the Week again at Idaho?
Yeah, and Marroquin is at UAB, Alabama Birmingham.
He's a Blazer.
4th and 12. Here's the kick. And it looks good, and it is good. Panikowski puts the Tigers on the board. The Ziggy is off for RCC, 3-0. But a good job by the Hornets defense. The turnover happened at the 29-yard line. They held RCC to a field goal. Here's the pick, or here's the fumble and the recovery by Bradbury. And then a couple of nice defensive plays for Fullerton prevent. That's a nice play there by Milton on the outside. And then the nice run there by Ugorji, and then the sack by Chris Harms. 2 good defensive plays by Fullerton stymie the offense for RCC. The Tigers able to get some points, though they got a field goal, Jeff.
The Hornets, they're playing like, you know what? They're not regular Hornets. They're like those murder Hornets. Remember those a couple years ago everybody was scared of? Murder Hornets. They were the worst. They were up in the Redwoods.
I always think about Bill Cosby and the Cosby Kids, Fat Albert, the Brown Hornets.
The Brown Hornets.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
It was like a show within a show.
Yes.
Fullerton will get on offense. Panikowski will kick it away. Stewart back deep to receive with Jeremy Gonzalez. Fullerton, Jeff, we talked about, they have very good special teams as well. Here's the kickoff.
Great kick. Great kick.
Stewart will field it from the 1. Bouncing outside, breaks over the 20, and he's down over the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So a 26-yard return, and 1st and 10 Fullerton from there. The offense for Fullerton, Jeff, 7th in points per game, 13th in the state in yards per game. Pass game ranks 17th. The rush game ranks 15th. Defensively for RCC, they allow 15 points per game. They had 3 successive shutouts in October, 28 sacks, and now 16 takeaways.
Of those 28 sacks, do we know how many my guy Bogar has?
Including the one today, he has 8.5.
Wow.
1st and 10, line is the 28. And there's movement up front. Tony Olima with a shove. Was he drawn is the question.
I mean, does that make you mad? When you get shoved like that, that's a free shove, isn't it? You see him moving, you can shove him.
Not too much, because they'll throw the flag on you there, too.
That was more of a...
So early going here, the
tap.
teams have combined for 50 total yards. Not what we thought. Here's the play action and deflection, and it's your guy, Boger. Boger gets the hand up and knocks the pass down to make it a 2nd down. And we're going to see a showcase of a couple of really good defensive linemen today, Jeff. Boger on the RCC side, Carlos Torres, the sophomore out of Ayala on the Fullerton side. Both guys wear number 97. 2nd and 15.
Yeah, there aren't too many guys that can change the game defensively and make you really want to watch defense, but Bogar is one of those guys. Watch him.
Nunez dropping back. Now he's in trouble. He'll flip it over the middle. Nearly intercepted. Nice catch by Stewart on the coverage. Dante Bowers, the ball up to the 32-yard line. 9-yard pickup on the play. 3rd and 6 coming up. Good play here by Nunez. Watch. Just looks through all his progressions, keeps his feet on him, keeps his wits about him, and finds the open man coming over the middle.
And a great play by Bowers, really not to get extra yards there. Puts his hand in the pass lane, didn't get it, but immediately made the great tackle there.
3rd and 5 from the 33. Broy split out to the far side. Now coming in motion here is Jordan Tate for Fullerton. Nunez going to try to run with it, and they're aware of it. Gilds takes him down. He won't get the first down. No, instead, that's Jesse Bradbury. Bradbury played for our guy Nick Matheny over at Summit up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and the punt team comes out for Fullerton College. That's Luke Mamana. He's a sophomore from Santa Monica. Played at Lighthouse Christian. They're an 8-man football team as you get a look at the play by Bradbury there. Averaging nearly 40 yards a kick, but more importantly, 4 inside the 20. Of his 29 punts, Jeff, 11 have been fair caught, which means he has really good hang time.
Southpaw.
Mamana the lefty, and Bond fair caught it at the 30-yard line. So a 35-yard kick, no return, and 1st and 10 from the 30 for RCC, developing into a defensive battle here, Jeff, as Will Bond comes off the field.
Yeah, normally 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Riverside's up 28-0 as we've seen lately. But this is build exactly what is supposed to be a championship game.
And just such great tradition between these two teams. Mentioned the series dating back to 1921.
21? Did they have helmets back then?
Yeah, they must have had helmets back then.
Those leather ones?
They might have been leather helmets, yeah. 1st and 10 from the 30 for RCC. Here comes Jacques Modica in motion. Here comes the pressure. They're going to play a screen to Ugorji, and Ugorji squirts forward, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. McNeely came in and really blew that play up for the Hornets.
Barton took a shot there. Barton, I haven't seen him this pressured all season long, so the defense of the Hornets getting in tight.
Brian Crooks, the longtime defensive coordinator for Fullerton College in his 25th year.
25 years.
Phil Austin handles the special teams and the defensive backs, and they've both worked together for a long time here for Fullerton College. Garrett Campbell, of course, the head coach for the Hornets, is also an offensive coordinator under previous regime. They won a couple of state championships as an offensive coordinator. Barton dumps it off to Ugorji. Ugorji up to the 40, have the first down up to the 45-yard line, and tackled right there at about the 45. Branson Titanois coming over and making the tackle. First down, 16-yard pickup to the 46.
Watch Barton gets out of the pocket here, and that's where he can become dangerous.
So Espadron in the far slot. 3 receivers in the formation, tight ends in there, and slashing up the middle here. Strong up to midfield. 4 yards for Bryce Strong. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Tigers. Tom Kraft going through. Jordan Barton looking back to the sideline with Bryce Strong. Thanks for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon. College football Saturday here in the city of Riverside. Feels like a Sunday because I've been in a plane all week, Jeff.
You've been all over the world. You're a globetrotter.
Demarion Young split out to the far side for RCC. Here's the give to Strong. Slips that first tackle. Now ducks inside. He'll get about 3 yards. Finally pushed back. Stepping in the tackle, Jeremy Narbone gets in there on the tackle. He's out of Corona Centennial, the freshman. Stepping in at linebacker for Fullerton College. 3rd and manageable coming up. Neesmith, the initial penetration, and then Narbone comes and cleans it up. Down low was Titanois, who's been all over the place. 3rd and 3. Barton throwing, have the first down. Complete to Jesse Campbell up over the 40-yard line, making the tackle for Fullerton, Tyon Milton.
Yeah, great read on that from Barton. As there showed quick blitz.
So Holloway to the top of the formation. Right next to him, Espedron and Jacques Modica. 1st and 10 from the 39 of Fullerton for RCC. Tigers going a little tempo here. Barton going to think about it himself, and Neesmith is right there, and he's pulled down for about a 4-yard loss. C.J. Neesmith, the sophomore out of Baldwin, Florida. He's got 6 sacks now on the year. It's a tackle for loss by the quarterback. That's officially going to go down as a sack for Neesmith. I was a little bit disappointed because the name is pronounced Neesmith. It's spelled Nesmith. I was hoping to get some Monkeys references in, Jeff. And that's the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Tigers over Fullerton College in this game of undefeateds. We'll step aside for a moment and come right back. College football Saturday here on Riverside TV.
And in honor of the Veterans Day parade here in Riverside, we've had some great planes flying over, some vintage planes. That looks like a biplane, something you'd see like Snoopy flying around in.
Snoopy and the Red Baron. There's a whole generation of kids
that don't know
that you say Snoopy and the Red, and they have no idea what you're talking about. We had the records, we had the stickers, we had the posters. Between the two teams in the first quarter, Jeff, they've run 24 plays and gained a total of 63 yards. I mean, talk about slobberknocker, as our friend Pep Fernandez likes to say. 3-0 RCC after 15 minutes of play.
He would love this kind of football game. Me, on the other hand, I love to see them a lot of scoring. Football's, to play sports, you got to score. I don't want to watch soccer. I want to watch football.
When you've never played defense, all you want to see is scoring, I guess, right, Jeff?
Exactly.
And you're proud of that. Like, people think, oh, why do you insult Jeff? I said, no, Jeff's one of my best friends. No, he was proud of the fact that he was so good that he didn't have to play, because you scored 40 points a game. You didn't have to play defense.
No, yeah, it was like my defense was my offense.
2nd down from the 42 of Fullerton for RCC. Espedron making the move. They try to sit him down and incomplete. He gets blown up on the play. That was Narbonne. That was a little Corona Centennial on Colony crime. Jeremy Narbonne making the play. Narbonne, the freshman, making an effect. He has 20 tackles on the year, 2.5 sacks, fumble recovery, and a pick. So a flag, and they'll mark it off against RCC. So the ball back to the 48-yard line on the Riverside side of the field. It'll bring up 2nd and very long. They'll need to get inside the 30. So more than 20 yards needed for a first down. So Demarion Young split out to the near side. Modica in the near slot. Split out to the far side. Jesse Campbell in the far slot is Norian Espedron, and then Xavier Ugorgi. Now, Tom Kraft told me, he said, I like using 3, 4, 5 running backs. They've only been using 2, but it's not for lack of trying. He said he likes having fresh legs in there, and he's got a great theory about it. Barton, the delayed handoff to Ugorgi, puts his head down, gets up to midfield, making the tackle again. Branson Titanois, the sophomore for Fullerton College, maybe 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 20 coming up.
Titanois, we've called his name.
Yeah, he's been all over. He's been flying all over the place.
He's fun to watch. Keep an eye on him.
Option kept by Barton. Breaks the tackle by Kearns. He'll put his head down and lose the football. Right into the hands of Titanois. Johnny on the spot. Turnover. And Fullerton College has a short field to play. Brandon Titanois makes the play, recovers the fumble on a weird angle. Watch this play. This is a little bit bizarre. So Barton gets outside. I'm going to see if anybody hit it. Yeah, it was off the helmet. McNeely's helmet dislodged it right into the hands of Branson Titanois, and 1st down and 10, Fullerton College.
I think we just said his name on the prior play, for gosh sakes.
He's been all over the place. We mentioned that. 1st and 10 from the 48. Split out to the near side for Fullerton College is Leland Smith.
Ball spotted at the 48-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
There's Jordan Tate in motion. They'll look for Smith on the coverage. Kavan Baptiste incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Well, if you're watching, hey, on offense, Andrew Sanders doing a tough job against Bogar. Those two are just beating the heck out of each other.
Sanders, an Artesia High School product out of Lakewood. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's the handoff up the middle. Good run. Guilds with the hit at about the 41-yard line. That's Vakapuna again carrying the ball. It'll be 3rd and manageable. It'll be about 3rd and 3. The Utah transfer. Vakapuna out of Kahuku High School in Hawaii. Trips to the top of your screen. Levias, Gonzalez, and Broy. Here's the option. Nunez keeping it, and nobody's fooled. He'll lean forward, and they give him a good spot. He got the first down.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you're 6'4" and you fall forward. They'll mark it up to the 38-yard line. 1st down, Fullerton. Nice job. I thought he was down, but look at Nunez. The legs keep driving. Brendan Nunez, the sophomore from Mesa, Arizona, with a big play to extend the drive for the Hornets.
Yeah, that was a good spot. I heard the Boo Birds out there, but no, great play by the referees.
And again, little between the tackles running by Vakapuna. Bradbury with the tackle. He gets inside the 35 to the 33. 5 yards on that play will bring up 2nd and 5. And just real simple. Puts his foot in the ground, leans to the outside, and Bradbury rides him down, but not until after he picked up about 5 yards. This should be a good spot for Fullerton to take a shot here. 2nd and 5 from the 33. Let's watch them downfield. Instead, they'll just give it to Vakapuna. Vakapuna trying to get the edge, and he gets pretty close. Avery Iosefa Hart pushes him out. Jawan Nixon also over there, but very close to a 1st down, maybe 1.5 yards. 3rd and 2.
Vakapuna running angry.
Bounce back from Utah. Walked on, made the team in that COVID year. Nunez trying to keep it. He'll drive forward. Looks like he's got it on the 2nd effort. So Nunez up to the 27-yard line. He'll have the 1st down. And Fullerton College is keeping it simple. Classic Woody Hayes, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Well, no dust because we're playing on turf.
Yeah, there's no more dust anymore unless you're playing at Norte Vista. One grass field left in Riverside.
Nunez looking to throw. He'll throw to the near side, in and out of the hands of Ty Dillon. Dillon, a Fullerton High School product. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Hornets.
Number 7, Kavan Baptiste, brings up a 2nd and 10 from the Riverside 27-yard line.
2nd down from the 27. Garnett Davis, the running back, split out to the far side. Empty backfield for Fullerton. Here comes Davis in motion. 5 receivers in the formation. Here's the dump off coming back to Gonzalez and read nicely on the outside. That's Quaylen McQueen made a nice play. And that's Stewart being caught at the 25-yard line. So a 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8. Again, good pressure from the outside. And then McQueen picks up the play very nicely, the freshman from Miami Central. 3rd and 8 from the 25. Stewart and Broy in the near slot. They throw it inside, and it's complete to Stewart. He's inside the 20 to about the 17. Should be good enough for a 1st down. Ooh, they're going to mark him to the 18.
Wow.
So 4th and 1. I thought he was down to the 17. Guys, the knee must have gone down at the 18. Stewart with the catch. And, yeah, the ball's at the 17, the knee's at the 18. And here comes the field goal team. Jonathan Faubert out for Fullerton College. Faubert at a Foothill High in Santa Ana. 38 of 41 on PATs. 9 of 11 on field goals, Jeff. 42 was his long. This will be about a 35-yard kick. 3-0 RCC, and Faubert trying to tie it. Swings the leg. It's low, but it's got the distance. 3-3, and we're all knotted up here. So the turnover converted into 3 points by Fullerton College.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, both of these teams really not giving anything on this offense. The defense has really been the key to this ball game. I'd love to. It could come down offensively to a missed assignment by a defensive play. That's how tight this game has been so far. Who makes the first mistake? And nobody's made one yet. Nobody's flinched.
I mean, Riverside comes in 46.3 points per game, over 500 yards per game, top 5 in both rushing and passing. And Fullerton, the defense is doing the job. Fullerton came in. We knew their run defense was really, really good, and both of these teams have allowed about the same amount of points. RCC allowing 15 points per game, Fullerton allowing 14.8 points per game. So I figured it would kind of be a defensive battle. It's going to come down to, I think it's going to come down to a quarterback making a play or two here.
Yeah,
whether it's Nunez or whether it's Jordan Barton for RCC. 10:35 to play, and there's been one turnover now on both sides. This is Villarreal with the kickoff. Espadron from the 5. Norian up to the 20, 25, trying to get outside of the 30. Picks his way up just about to the 40-yard line. And Espadron will have about a 35-yard return. Pushed out of bounds by Moen Gamage. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 RCC from the 38. 3-3 here. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham. First and 10. Barton the play fake. Here comes the pressure. Stepping up, looking for it all. Going down the field for Halloween. And he made the catch. He dropped it. Oh, my. Good coverage. One-on-one with Quentin Ashford. Ashford had the contact. Halloween had the ball as he went down, hit the turf, and he couldn't hold it.
Wow, what a great almost play. I thought he had pulled it in. He fell hard. He might have hit his hip. Let's look at the replay.
Another look at it here. Here comes the pressure. Nice job by Barton to step up and get it off. Good coverage down the field by Ashford, kind of step for step, and then a stumble, and he had it, and then it bounced out of his hands as he slid on the turf.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Ball on their own 38-yard.
So, man, yeah, he looked like he was down and out for a second. So 2nd and 10 coming up from the 38. 2 tight ends shift to the right. Running is Strong to the right side. Driving, still on his feet, emerges from the posse into Fullerton territory. About a 14-yard pickup. He'll go all the way down to the 47-yard line of the Hornets.
Tackled by number 44.
LeBaron Kennedy made the tackle for Fullerton College. He's the sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia. First and 10, play action. They'll swing to the outside to Marion Young. Young splits a couple of defenders, dives forward to the 41-yard line. Give him about 6 yards on the first round play. Young, the sophomore from Corona Centennial. Jordan Little makes the tackle, stepping up. He's a local kid, Jeff. Vista Murrieta. Am I saying it right? Murrieta, right?
Murrieta.
Not Murrieta.
Yeah,
Murrieta.
That's makes me crazy.
2nd and 5. Dancing is Strong. He'll have the first down up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play for Strong. 1st and 10 for RCC. Clock continuing. Well, it will stop now because it's the first down. They have to reset the chains. And that was a bizarre start to the game. They didn't have a chain gang, Jeff.
No chain gang. Fullerton came out late.
So they're going to mark off a penalty against RCC. It'll back it off. So the ball back to the 48. It'll still be 2nd down. So third penalty on RCC. They've been penalized 30 yards. Omar Hammond split out to the near side. Barton's got some time. He's dancing. He'll dump it out to Ugorji, and Ugorji is spun down. That's Narbonne making the play, the freshman out of Centennial, and he's made a couple of plays for the Hornets up to the 49-yard line, so 3 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if you're an RCC offensive player. You know, you've been able to score pretty much at will all season long. Today you're struggling a bit here on offense. Got to hope that you can make a big play here.
3rd and 13. Barton is going to sprint forward, but he'll be tackled. It'll be 4th down, and that's Neesmith again. C.J. Neesmith having a huge game for the Hornets of Fullerton.
4th and 11 for the Tigers. Gain of 2 on the play.
So got back into Fullerton territory, and now it'll be up to Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling to pin him deep. He's a Columbus, Ohio product from St. Francis de Sales.
Didn't get much work early on in the year.
Tom Kraft still says, hey, he's got a great leg. We haven't used him much because we haven't had to, but he's got supreme confidence in him. And maybe got a piece of it. It'll be down at about the 25-yard line, so not a great kick there. 23 yards and 1st and 10 Fullerton from the 26. You would have thought Wallace-Dilling could have pinned him inside the 20, but I think somebody got a hand on that one.
Yeah, I do believe there was a hand on the football.
So again now, 43 total plays run between the teams. They have 142 total yards.
Those are some big fellas up front. They make me look tiny. I'm a giant.
Offensive line has been big, and that was Sammy Garcia. He's one of the returning starters out of Plano, Texas, Plano West. So mark it to the 25. It's a 1st and 10. Davis, the third out of the backfield, and Quaylen McQueen right on the play. Down he goes. He may have lost a couple of yards there. McQueen kind of plays that nickel corner in that 4-2-5, Jeff, and he had that play read immediately, the freshman out of Miami.
Yeah, great tackle there, able to get him off his feet.
And just it moves, you go when he gets a piece of it. And if Davis can get around him, he's got a lot of green in front of him. 2nd and 12, back to the 23-yard line of Fullerton. 3 apiece as we're under 7 minutes to play here in the first half, and a flag coming in from the back judge. Dwayne Bergman saw something that was not right. Move it back 5 more yards to go to the 18. So 2nd and 17, and it's back to the 18-yard line for the Hornets. Nunez with the fake and the collision, incomplete. Gonzalez, the intended receiver, on the coverage. Marcellus Linton, a freshman from Lake Elsinore at Lakeside High School, played for our friend James Seidler there at Lakeside.
A Lancer.
3rd and 17 coming up.
Tigers, if they can stop here, they're going to have the football in some pretty good field position with about 6 minutes to go if they can stop them.
So Blake Thompson coming in on the defensive line. We haven't seen a whole lot of him this year. And now Nixon back in. 3rd down. Nunez looking to throw, but now he's going to run, and down he goes. Philander Lee makes the play for RCC up over the 20, back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. And here comes the punt team for Fullerton. Nice job by Avery Iosefa Hart, kind of flushes the play out, and then Lee able to make the tackle. So he did get back over the 20, he got back to the 25-yard line. And Will Bond standing at the 33-yard line of RCC. Luke Mamana. Here's the punt. It'll bounce out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. 34-yard line. So a 41-yard kick, no return. And RCC 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And 3-3, Jeff. This has been a tight one. Back and forth. Remember, Fullerton gets the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred.
I get antsy watching these kind of games. I really do. It makes me crazy. I want to see some scoring.
This is definitely right now in terms of, you talk in basketball, you talk about pace. This pace definitely favors the Hornets, Jeff.
Yes, it does.
Because, a bounce one way or the other, it decides the game. I think for RCC, the missive in the second half is going to be, hey, we need to start to control the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 35. The throw to the outside to Monica. Monica makes a nice move. Jacques has Monica to the open field. Little stiff arm. He gets all the way up to about the 35-yard line of Fullerton. So Jacques has Monica making the nice play, the catch and run. They'll mark it up to the 35-yard line of Fullerton. A 30-yard pickup on the little pass underneath. And those are the wrinkles in a Tom Kraft offense. Instead, they'll mark him back to the 37, so call it a 28-yard play. And watch here, he slips one tackle, had him dead to rights. Nice job down the field by Demarion Young. And back to live action, a run over the left side up to about the 31-yard line. Carrying the ball, Xavier Ugorji. So he'll get maybe 5 on the play. Clock moving for RCC. Ball officially spotted at the 32-yard line. Young on the near side with Connor May. Here's the shovel pass to Espedrone. Espedrone slithers through. Eric Hale brings him down. They'll mark him to the 21-yard line. So first down. Espedrone on the little shovel pass from Jordan Barton. They brought him across the formation, Jeff. Watch this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he is the one guy, if you can get the ball to him in any space on the field, he can make something happen. He is the quickest guy, definitely. Got great hands, but if you can use him in that little, as a little back where you just give him a shovel pass, he's going to create some space. Nice
stand-up block there by Josiah Cornwell, the second tight end for RCC. 1st and 10 from the 21. Barton looking right. He'll fling it out of the backfield to Ugorji. Gets past the first tackle, now spins still on his feet, moving forward. Ugorji to the pylon. He's in for the touchdown. 21-yard catch and run. There is a flag on the play.
I think this is going to come back. I saw a hold, which I would have called here. Let's see if I'm correct. But
Shane Smith having a conversation with Charlie Chastain. Oh, it's an illegal shift.
Wow.
So it's a 5-yarder. They'll move it back to the 26. It'll be 1st down and 15 for RCC.
So there's the big play. It just didn't happen to go Riverside's way. We didn't get to hear the cannon guy.
I can live without it.
Yeah, me too.
4th penalty on RCC. They've given up 35 penalty yards. 4 penalties on Fullerton for 40 yards. So pretty even up. Jordan Barton looking back. Jordan Barton is like the Benjamin Harrison of RCC quarterbacks because he played in 2 non-successive seasons. Was the starter for most of 2021, then obviously Jake Retzlaff last year, and now Barton has started the whole way this year in 2023. Here's the 1st down play underneath to Omar Hammond, and Hammond immediately stood up at about the 25-yard line, so maybe a yard on the play. Chris Harms right there on him for Fullerton College. 2nd down and 14 coming up.
I know we have a lot of ball game left here, but, hey, this could come down to the leg of the 2 kickers.
You would love that. You're a big kickers guy.
I am a big kickers guy.
Special teams are going to be very important. Harm making the tackle, the sophomore from Orange, El Medina High. He's an old-school throwback. I was talking to Garrett Campbell. He said, we need to get this guy a neck roll. He was a big-time player for Fullerton as a freshman. Remember the old neck roll, Jeff?
I love the old neck roll.
2nd and 14, Barton to throw. He's got time over the middle, and Halloween can't reel it in. Kajaya Halloween with the drop inside the 10 would have been 1st and goal. Instead, it's 3rd and 14.
I mean, that's what you wanted. Textbook play there called by Coach Kraft. Just a drop there.
Good time, good rhythm over the middle, and just couldn't hold it. 3rd and 14. So the defense again stepping up for Fullerton. Got help, a little bit of help from the penalty. Hammond in the far slot, and the far side is Campbell. He'll look the near side, though. Complete in space to Demarion Young down to the 15-yard line. needed to get inside to the 10 for the first down. Fourth down coming up. Here's the play for Young. And coming in and making the play, it looks like Ashford dropped him. And so field goal unit comes on. 32-yard kick coming up for Panikowski for the lead here. Under 3 minutes to play first half. Tied at 3. Undefeated teams battling the 70th meeting between these two teams for the National Southern title. Regular season, that is. And he booms it through. Did he? It's wide right. Oh, my. Wide right.
Wow.
Looked like it was good, but it was just wide of the upright. Had the lift, had the distance, just not the accuracy. And the Tigers, Jeff, come up empty.
It seems like nothing is going right, or they're playing just great football here. But, man, Panikowski missing one normally you thought might have been a gimme.
That's rare. He's now 10 of 14 on the year. But that one from 32, you'd think well within his range. And here comes Fullerton. Will that give the Hornets a lift here? And 2:35 to play. Plenty of time for Fullerton. Try to manage a drive here. Nunez has gone all the way at quarterback. He'll throw to the outside to Stewart, and he makes the catch out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
Well, here's something on the weather I was going to mention earlier, because they were anticipating some 50-mile-an-hour winds about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in the city of Riverside.
16-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the 36. Nunez, here comes Bogart, dumps it over the middle, deflected and nearly intercepted. Stewart was the intended receiver. Laying in wait there was Bradbury off the deflection. 2nd down coming up. So there's Nunez, the sophomore out of Mesa Mountain View High. 2nd year with this program. Last year completed 57% of his passes, 9 TDs, 973 yards, 18 touchdowns this year against just 4 interceptions. 56% completion percentage. Also, 6 yards per run and 9 touchdowns. Tom Kraft very aware of Nunez's talent as a runner as well as a passer. 2nd and 10. Nunez lining it up. He'll step up and runs right into Leo Tupou. Leo Tupou will drop him at the 33-yard line. That'll go as a sack. It's a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Tupou today getting inside, but well, he has been spectacular for the Tigers all season long.
Philander Lee comes in out of Cajon. Played for Nick Rogers out there in San Bernardino. Cowboys dropped one yesterday in the playoffs, Jeff. 3rd down.
Yeah, pretty rare to have all the San Bernardino schools out.
Vakapuna is the setback. He'll get the ball right up the middle. And Vakapuna runs headlong into the right side of the line. Looked like the ball came loose, but it'll be 4th down either way.
And thinking about Riverside football rank, we have 4 schools still left in the semifinals.
Malafeo Tupou in on the tackle along with Philander Lee. And 4th down coming up. The punt team will come out for Fullerton. RCC calls a timeout with 1:25 to play. And been a fun year in high school football. We still have 3 teams alive. I believe we have 4 teams. You're right.
Yeah.
So they School of the Deaf officially won. We'll have Poly next week against Westminster.
That'll be a great one. In fact, we already know the coin flips, if they do end up winning. In fact, let's go over those. If Poly advances, they'll be at home no matter what. If King advances, they will also be at home. The question is, how do you play on the same field?
Thursday, Friday, because the finals are Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
So they'll one will play Friday, one will play Saturday. Congratulations, Jerron Gilbert, Jason McMains, Ken Mashinsky, Keith Adams, the 4 coaches that have led their teams to the playoffs. And I think the Tigers are going either way. Obviously, if you're Tom Kraft, you want to be that number 1 seed the way you've played all year.
Of course you do. And hey, you got to get these home games. I mean, it is key.
So the CSFA semifinal will be November 18th, and the final, the Southern California final will be November 25th. No, sorry, it'll be November. Yeah, sorry. The semifinal November 25th.
Yes.
The SoCal final would be December 2nd, and the state final would be in Southern California December 9th. So theoretically, if either of these teams reach the final, meaning Fullerton and RCC, they would play the final at their home field.
That is awesome.
4th and 8. Here's Mamana out to punt. Will Bond deep for RCC. Here's the kick. Bond ranging back. He's going to let it bounce. He'll field it at the 16-yard line and go down right there. So a 46-yard kick, no return. Nice play by Diego Diaz there, making him down, bringing him down, and 84 yards to traverse. Instead, I'm sorry, that's Thaddeus Justin Jones. Justin Jones making the tackle for Fullerton College. He's at Oak Hills High School. They played yesterday. And so 84 yards to go for RCC. They got 1:16 and 2 timeouts to work with. Young to the near side, Campbell in the near slot. First down, the give to Strong running up the middle. Bounces around, and maybe he'll get a yard on the play. A bunch of white jerseys waiting there for Bryce Strong. And you got to give credit to the defensive front for Fullerton, Jeff. They've really more or less had their way with the Tiger front here in the first half.
I was just going to say the same thing. I said this is the best defense the Tigers have definitely seen all season long.
And it's not like the RCC line hasn't played well. It's just Fullerton has been that much. They've been dialed in. Strong right up the middle. And as soon as I say that, he slips up and gets close to a first down up over the 25 to the 26. They'll move the sticks and stop the clock with 39 seconds to go here in the first half. Barton looking to throw. Barton now in trouble, and Barton to go down.
I can't remember the last time we've seen Barton go down this many times.
Surprise, surprise, C.J. Neesmith. Neesmith with the tackle as the clock will just tick down, and RCC will be content to let it run out, and they'll go to the locker room with a 3-3 tie. And listen, if you're the Hornets, you got to be ecstatic how you've played here in the first half.
Oh, you have to be. I mean, you're playing against the best offense in the state of California, honestly, and you have really held them in check.
Yeah.
But I can say the same for Coach Cook's defense. They've held this Fullerton team in check. It has pretty much just been a slobber knocker, as our friends would say. But the thing is, it's going to come down to who makes the first mistake, and that could really be the ball game.
Now listen, Fulton's on the road, okay? So before the game, if you went over to Garrett Campbell and said, Coach, it's going to be 3-3 at the half, he'd nod his head and say, yeah, okay. If you asked Tom Kraft, he would not have been. He does not want it to be 3-3 at the half.
He never does. He wants to score.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying in terms of the flow of the game, right?
Of course. But what a great game by both teams defensively. They've held up and shown how this is why they're in this situation.
The teams have run a combined total, Jeff, of 63 plays. Between the two teams, they have 225 yards total. It's about less than 4 yards a play. So 3-3 at the half. Gazal and Jeff with you. We'll step aside momentarily and bring you the second half from here at Wheelock Stadium. 70th meeting between the Tigers and the Hornets. This is for not all the marbles, but some of the marbles. The National Southern Division Championship game. In essence, we're back with college football Saturday on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside trash services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the City Clerk's Office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The Passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerk's team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's Mural, and this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when we, the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by the, just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do, and actually I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the 4 directions speak, a new time is coming." So the 4 directions are represented by the image of the 4 grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the 4 grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we had before to what we are now.
Our elders, and them being, people that have given us love, that have protected us, have given us safe spaces. I would love for the community to feel that, because that was an intention that I really put into the work. I really wanted to give our indigenous people of the area, I wanted to give them some representation. I wanted to honor them. I wanted to uplift them. They're a reflection of my own ancestors. They're a reflection of my mother and my grandmothers. And I just hope that other people, especially indigenous people and people of color, see themselves in the art, and they feel seen and they feel honored.
was the dedication ceremony for Moberly Village, 10 transitional living cottages that will be available for those who have recently been homeless, that are either living in a shelter or a halfway home or something along those lines, that are ready for the next step, but maybe not exactly fully ready to be 100% independent yet.
Well, this is one piece and one of a myriad of solutions that we need to address homelessness in our city. So this housing will support some of the most vulnerable people on our streets. We need more of it and housing at all different levels of support. So we have to start somewhere, and this is a really awesome start.
The city has a dedicated case manager that will be providing the support for the residents here. And then we also partner with Riverside Housing Development Corporation, who will be the property manager. And they will be making sure that the property is well maintained and making sure everybody's adhering to their lease.
We're talking about people that will come in here probably with nothing. And so they have nothing to furnish with. So our agreement with the City Housing Authority is that we would work at furnishing these homes by leveraging Habitat's relationships with some of our local retailers. Habitat for Humanity's model is built around having volunteer work as the labor to keep the costs down for the project. Finally getting to this spot to where we are very close to having these residents move in.
It's just so beautiful. I think this has beautified the neighborhood in a way that we were expecting, but to see it come to life like this, it's just a great day.
Mulberry Village is a really important, I think, demonstration of the types of diverse housing that we need. You know, we need emergency shelter for people who need to get into a bed at night. We need stable housing to help people get in and stay long term. But we also need what we call transitional housing, which is here. I think we're going to see this as a successful model that we will be able to replicate elsewhere. The public is eager to see this type of thing. Our community wants to see the suffering on our streets stop. And this is one way, and a big way, that we can help that.
Football night in Riverside back at Wheelock Stadium, Veterans Day special. RCC and Fullerton College, a 3-3 tie after 30 minutes of play. And there's a punt return there by Katie Kearns for Fullerton College. Not much in terms of scoring, obviously, just a couple of field goals in the first half. Big turnover forced by Isaiah Boger, but all that RCC could manage was a field goal, and then that's Jonathan Faubert kicking the field goal to tie it for Fullerton College. Jordan Barton nearly had a big play here. Look at Kajaya Holloway. He actually reels it in, but kind of bangs his head and can't control the ball as he comes to the ground. And then RCC tries it again. Nice play here by Ugorji, who actually gets into the end zone, but this play is going to be called back because of a flag. The ensuing kickoffs by Panikowski was wide right. Get a free throw, get a free look at that, and it's no good. And that's where we stand, 3-3 here at the half. Ghazal Hassan with you, along with Jeff Gorham, our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew. And Pep not with us today, but we want to wish him well. I know he had a little bit of issue with his dogs a couple weeks ago, but happy to report the dogs are safe.
They have been found
back on the Fernandez estate out there in Redlands.
Did you hear where they were found, though? They were found at a pumpkin patch.
Oh, that's a nice place to go.
Apparently they were living it up with the other dogs at the pumpkin patch over in Live Oak Canyon, one of the nicest pumpkin patches you'll ever be.
70th all-time meeting between Fullerton and RCC. The Tigers have come up victorious 39 times, but last year in the SoCal Regional Final, which RCC won 31-17, that was the first win in 10 games. Fullerton had won 9 in a row, including a couple of games in the playoffs when they were state champions back in 16 and 17.
That's right. But here, we're looking at this game. The score really could be, it could be 13-3, but a couple mistakes, that has really caused problems for both teams. The mistakes, the penalty that cost the touchdown, and the missed field goal. You can't have mistakes like that, especially playing in a big game like this.
Halftime numbers, 84 yards total for Fullerton. 47 yards passing and 37 yards rushing for the Tigers. 165 total yards on the game, 87 on the pass, 78 on the rush. These teams, 5th and 7th in the state in points per game. 1st in yardage is RCC, and 13th in yardage is Fullerton. That's why I was saying at the half, it being 3-3, I think it tilts the table very much in Fullerton's favor, because when you're RCC, you're expecting that offensive production.
You are. I mean, they have shown it against everybody this year. The only hiccup they had was a little bit against Palomar, where that game went down to the wire. But this game right here has been nothing but equal versus equal.
Panikowski will approach. He'll kick it deep. This is Katie Kearns backing up, and he'll just let it go into the end zone. Katie Kearns back deep, along with Kevion Bills, and it'll be a touchback for Panikowski. He does the job, and here comes James Cook's defense. And we were talking about it going in. Brian Crook's defense for Fullerton, if you can hold RCC to 3, you're real happy about it. And now you just got to find a way to get the ball into the end zone, get some more points on the board here. But for Fullerton, I think the advantage is, as long as you can keep it close, a bounce here or there could flip the game, and your defense is opportunistic enough to where they can make a play in that situation.
Yeah, it really, like I said, it's going to come down to just a mistake by somebody defensively. Both teams playing great defense so far today.
So let's see who made the adjustments in the locker room at halftime. 1st and 10 from the 25. And here's the running on the left side. Still driving is Vakapuna. Vakapuna gets up for about a 2-yard gain to the 27. 2nd and 8 coming up. Individually, Vakapuna, 6 carries now for 25 yards. He had 23 in the first half. Nunez, the quarterback, 7 of 14, 47 yards, and the interception. 2nd and 8 from the 27. Nunez looking, slant, incomplete. Baptiste one-on-one in coverage with Jordan Tate. Tate, the sophomore from Florissant in Missouri. Florissant sounds like Coruscant. You're a big Star Wars guy.
I am a huge Star Wars guy.
3rd and 8 from the 27.
The capital.
So C.J. Broy split out to the near side. Tate split out to the far side, one-on-one at the top of your screen. Here's 3rd and 8. Nunez to throw. He's got Vakapuna leaking out of the backfield and in and out of the hands of Jeremy Gonzalez. Gonzalez kind of coming across. He was the safety valve there. Incomplete, 4th down.
I mean, we've seen a couple drop balls today. Great thrown. That one just got out of the hands. It was probably too easy.
So Luke Mamana, the sophomore from Santa Monica, played 8-man football at Lighthouse Christian. Will Bond back to receive. And here's the kick. Bond kind of wheels back and it bounces past him and finally picks it up at about the 24-yard line. He'll go backward. So 39-yard kick and the loss. They're going to say where it had contact. So at the 23. So actually give him credit for a 49-yard kick because they're going to mark it to where he fielded it. Another nice play made for Fullerton on the special teams. He's their special teams ace, Thaddeus Justin Jones, and 1st and 10 RCC from the 23. So a 3-and-out for the Hornets to start the second half. And Brian Crooks' defense has really kept the Tiger offense off balance, Jeff.
You say Crook and Cook?
Crooks
and Cook.
That's right. James Cook and Brian Crooks. Here's Bryce Strong bouncing it up the middle. He'll get over the 25, about the 26-yard line. 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Getting up from the bottom of the pile. Looked like Carlos Torres made the tackle. He's a little bit slow to get up. Instead, making the tackle was Jordan Crawford. So 2nd and 6 coming up. They gave him 4 on the play. 2nd down. Strong runs right into Harms up to the 30-yard line. 3rd and short coming up.
Haven't seen much of Bancoli today.
At all. Haven't seen
Yeah.
Bancoli at all today.
No.
Hopefully not an injury situation. 12th carry for Strong, 53 yards, but they've been hard-earned yards for Bryce Strong. Having a great year, coming in third and short from the 30. Here comes pressure. Over the middle, complete to Monica. And Monica, nice tackle there by Kearns. That's a touchdown-saving tackle by Katie Kearns. Grabbed him by the jersey and wrestled him down. Flag on the play. It'll all come back, a hold on RCC. Barton over the middle, and watch this play by Kearns. That's strength, first of all, to be able to kind of hold him for the jersey until he can go over top and bring him down. Katie Kearns, his older brother Cassius played last year at Fullerton College. He's over at Tarleton State in Texas this year, and I'm guessing KD will follow his brother into the D1 ranks.
I'll tell you what, that was a vice grip of a hand.
That's where you have bring back the old tearaway jersey. Remember Earl Campbell?
Yes.
So ball back to the 20-yard line, first down up to the 33. So third and 13. Penalty on RCC was their 5th. There's Barton to throw. Barton in trouble, and down he goes. And C.J. Neesmith having a tremendous game, the sophomore defensive end for Fullerton College. A sack back to the 13-yard line, and the punt team comes out for the Tigers.
Well, if you watch right before this play materialized, Barton was looking at the game clock and was wondering why it was going, but the timer, the 30-second timer, was down to 1 second, so it was pretty rushed.
So Kearns back, and he bought one back last week against Saddleback, so you got to watch him on the punt return. Wallace Dilling booms it, 44-yard line, and he fumbled the football. RCC got it. RCC took it away. Jesse Bradbury makes the play.
There's the mistake that
40-yard kick and the fumble, and there you go, Jeff. You talked about the mistake.
The mistake and special teams, that's what it's going to come down to. If your defense is locking up the offense, it's going to come down to special teams, and right there is a huge play and a big mistake by Fullerton.
Yeah, a bounce. We talked about a bounce or a fumble, something like that. The penalty wipes out the first down for RCC, and now the fumble by and Katie Kearns. Let me tell you something. That's a big-time player on defense we've already seen, and then he's also a big-time player on special teams for them. Had a punt return last week for 65 yards and a touchdown. And here's Espadrone, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
And they're really keying on Espadrone. Every time
as well they should.
Every time he is in motion, there are 2 or 3 guys on him. You cannot let him get it in space. And Fullerton's doing a great job of eliminating that completely.
2nd and 10, so no gain on the play from the 47. Empty backfield, 5 receivers in the formation. From the 47, and Barton will take it himself. The 44-yard line, so give him about 3 yards on the play. 3rd down and 7 coming up. That's another thing Fullerton has done a great job at, Jeff, in terms of forcing Barton to stay in the pocket, and also when he runs, there's 3 or 4 white shirts waiting for him.
Oh, yeah, those defensive ends have really collapsed the pocket, but it's the second line of guys that are waiting right there for Barton. He's had nowhere to go.
McNeely, Harm, and Tita Noir. We haven't called Tita Noir's name in the second half, but, man, he was all over it in the first half. 3rd down. Barton got a little bit of time using the feet. Now it's kind of closing up for him. He'll run for it, and he'll step out of bounds. They'll mark him to the 37-yard line, so he'll have the first down.
Are they going to give it to him is the question. There's still a question. There they go. They finally give it to him.
Here's Barton again. Just as we talked about how well they're containing the run, he gets outside and scrambles for a first down. 1st and 10 from the Fullerton 37. There's Jordan Barton, the sophomore out of Laverne, Damian High. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Pump fake, looking down the field. Wide open. Touchdown, Monica. Jacques Monica breaks open, catches the ball at about the 10-yard line, and then saunters into the end zone like Matthew Wilder before him, Jeff. Ain't nothing going to break his stride. Touchdown, RCC.
What a great play. And there's the mistake. There's the defensive mistake and the offensive counter.
37-yard touchdown pass off the turnover on the punt. PAT coming up for Panikowski. So the second half off to a good start for the Tigers. trying to maintain their hold atop for the conference and atop the state polls. Panikowski has missed a field goal today. And here's the kick, and it's good.
The kick is up. The kick is good.
And a flag on the play as well.
We'll see what the flag's all about. 10-3 right now, 10:38 to play. Another look at the touchdown. I just look at the drive, and that play was called back ultimately, but nice play there by Katie Kearns. Well, that's the previous drive before the turnover. So now here's this drive. Right up the middle by Barton. And then here's the little scramble. This is a big play here. Gets the first down for RCC to the 37, which allows this one to happen. Modica wide open. Somebody missed an assignment, and Modica untouched into the end zone.
And a personal foul here called against Fullerton, so Riverside is going to be able to kick the ball from the 50.
So Panikowski more than likely. Now, what do you do here? Do you squib it? Maybe try to get a turnover, or just let him punch it out of the end zone?
I don't think I would try to make him field it. I don't know if I would squib it, but I think I'd make him field it.
So the 15-yard penalty assessed on the Hornets brings the kickoff up to midfield on that painted tiger visage. And he'll just kick it deep. So touchback, and Fullerton College will start. They're down 10-3, 10:37 to play. First place matchup. And two of these going on because Mount Sac and Golden West playing for first place in their league as well. Number 4 Mount Sac against number 13 Golden West. That's a key matchup. And then I think it's Ventura needs a win to wrap up their league. And then we'll have the 4 teams. We'll know. This is going to be a big one, though. We'll know who those 4 teams are going forward. And, heck, these 2 teams may play again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a crazy thought. Hard to beat somebody twice. We all know that.
That's actually not true, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, right up the middle for Fullerton. 5-yard pickup on the play. And Fullerton just going back to the bread and butter. That's Garnett Davis III. Jawan Nixon. So they gave him 7 yards. Second and 3. They marked it all the way up to the 32-yard line. Davis right into Leo Topu.
Oh, and they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit short, to be honest with you.
They'll move the sticks. Mafileo Tupo. John W. North High really emerged this year for RCC, Jeff. And what both James Cook and Tom Kraft are most impressed with is here he is making the play, emerging as a leader. Davis up the middle, maybe 3 yards on the play, and they're just going 3 yards on a cloud of dust. They're looking to control the clock.
Yeah, they're trying to catch this defense off guard. The secondary needs to stay focused here.
You know, when we talked, Tom Kraft, he said, hey, their offensive line is very, very good. Our defensive line is going to really kind of need to be at the highest level to play against them. Complete to Broy over the 40. He'll get up to the 44-yard line, 6 yards on the play. Will be short of the first down. Needed to get over the 45 for the first down.
No.
We, of course, know. Oh, they're going to give him they're going to give him the 45. Okay. Nixon with the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 45. Of course, Broy played in the city of Riverside high school football at Notre Dame. 1st and 10 from the 45 for Fullerton, and Davis going to take the ball, and he'll run right into Bradbury. Also in on the play, Tupo there. Also Aho Makaafi from Pacific Northwest in Washington. 2nd down coming up. Clock continues to move here in the 3rd quarter. 10-3. The Tigers converted a turnover into a touchdown. Muffed punt by K.D. Kearns. So Jordan Tate to the near side, and the near slot Jeremy Gonzalez for the Hornets. C.J. Broy split out to the far side. 2nd and 8. And here's the shovel pass to the tight end, and nothing doing there. He'll be stopped. That's Cameron Woods. Woods, a sophomore out of Shadow Ridge in Vegas. In fact, was a high school teammate of RCC linebacker Matthew Eskridge. No, I'm sorry. Eskridge was at Desert Pines. Played in the same league. They weren't on the same team. Tupo Mafileo makes the tackle there. A little trickeration from the Hornets offense.
It's a big 3rd down here. Riverside's going to have to make a big stop.
3rd and 7. Bakapuna up the middle. Maybe midfield. Avery Iosefa Hart, the sophomore out of Temecula, Chaparral. And 4th down coming up. So Garrett Campbell's going to play the field position game. Try to pin the Tigers deep. Maybe let the defense make something happen. And not a bad assessment there.
Nope. You pin them against the wall.
Fullerton defense has been fantastic this afternoon.
That's exactly why. You got to pin them and say, hey, our defense is going to hold them.
Lamanna with the punt. And Bond will fair catch it at the 19-yard line. So 31-yard kick, fair caught by Will Bond. And 1st and 10 for RCC. 6:53 to play in the 3rd quarter. College football Saturday in Riverside, Veterans Day edition. And 2 very good teams here. Rematch of last year's regional final, which was played at San Bernardino Valley College. The Tigers won that one 31-17, ending a 9-game losing streak against the Hornets. So they marked it to the 21st and 10. Strong slashing to the outside, turns the shoulders over the 30 for a 1st down, and some extracurricular activity going on, and a flag comes in behind the play. Jeremiah McNeely was tangled up with Christian Perry for RCC. Perry's helmet came off, and now still some jawing going on. Let's see where the penalty will be assessed.
And this is a mistake you don't want if you are Fullerton.
And it's funny. It's something you pointed out all year. The talent for RCC has never been in question in the last 4 or 5 years we've been covering their games, Jeff, but
the discipline.
So if he gets another one, he's disqualified, is what Shane Smith is telling us, and they'll add 15 yards to the run. The ball will go all the way up to the 45-yard line. You talked about RCC. This is perhaps the most disciplined team we've seen because they've picked up the fewest penalties in the last couple of years that I remember.
Yeah, and you got to look at it from both the leadership standpoint defensively. You mentioned Tope, you mentioned Barton. Those guys are leaders. They're not going to let their guys mess up a game based on mental mistakes.
You know, we're talking to the scoreboard crew before the game, and they were pointing out to me that, you know, now whenever an RCC player gets hot, usually it's a teammate coming over to pull him away. And sometimes, you know, you talk to coaches. Coaches, obviously, it's ultimately on the coach, but when your team can police itself, it makes a coach's job a whole lot easier.
Yeah, in fact, we talked about that with Coach Cook a couple of weeks ago before the game. He said, yeah, this is by far the most disciplined team we've had.
Nice play there by Tyon Milton. Milton comes in and drops strong for a loss. 2nd down coming up.
Number 43, Tuchel, gain of about a loss of a yard on the play, brings up a 2nd and 11.
Now listen, that's clearly Tyon Milton. How is the spotter who's not doing any telling him it's 43? That's Tyon Milton making the tackle. I hate when the players, I don't like when I make a mistake, but players need to get credit. That was fairly easy.
Yes.
Milton, the sophomore, and he's played well today. 2nd and 11. Strong up the middle, diving forward to the 44-yard line. And again, you know, that's the calculated gamble Garrett Campbell took, right? He knew his defense is doing a pretty fantastic job. The only touchdown the Tigers got was because they turned it over.
Yeah, it was a turnover and a missed assignment. That was it, but they've really stymied this run game from Riverside.
Shane Smith comes in. Now they'll back off. Big 3rd down coming up for RCC. Barton throwing. Deflected. Incomplete. That what looks like, was that Neesmith again?
It was.
Man, he's having a game. C.J. Neesmith is having a game like Jefferson, back on Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Forrest Whitaker's character. Neesmith is just everywhere.
He plays everything. Special teams as well. He's been a big part of them.
I think that looked like Hale, actually, who got up and got the ball. Eric Hale, the Newport Harbor defensive end. Either way, it's an incomplete pass. And here's the punt coming up for Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling. And he's having a game to write home about. Normally doesn't do a whole lot of punting. And he booms that one. Gonzalez to field it. It's going to bounce into the end zone. So touchback, 54-yard kick. It'll come out, though, on the touchback. So that's his fourth kick, Jeff. So his long was 54, averaging about 41 yards a kick. And 1st and 10 from the 20 for Fullerton College. Still, if you're RCC, still still too close for comfort, Jeff.
Oh, very much so. I mean, this team is, they've taken care of some big-time teams, and Riverside's definitely aware of it.
Vakapuna running to the outside, and they've kind of figured it out a little bit in terms of the scheme. Jawan Nixon now you watch there, Jawan Nixon kind of loomed over him, and his teammate I think it was Bradbury, pulled him back. So 2nd down coming up. And Jawan Nixon, Tom Kraft singled him out. He's really emerged in the second half of the season for the defense. Very active, and you can move him around a little bit. 2nd down and 12. Here comes Boger on the pressure, and there's sack number 9.5 on the year. Isaiah Boger, straight bull rush, drops Nunez at the 11-yard line.
He's going to get his. It's just a matter of time, and he's breaking down that offensive line. He is so fun to watch.
That was just mano a mano, and Isaiah Boger won that matchup against the right tackle. 3rd down coming up. And now the defense is pinning their ears back for RCC.
They're putting Boger right in the middle of, almost at nose.
Vakapuna right up the middle. He'll run headlong into the teeth of the defense. I think Bradbury was the first guy to him. Nixon also there for RCC. 4th down coming up, and here's the punt team for Fullerton as we're under 4 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
And there's going to be some great field position there for Riverside.
So Luke Mamana, the sophomore from the Santa Monica area. Makes the fair catch at the 46-yard line. 36-yard kicks by Mamana, and 1st and 10 from the 46. As you mentioned, Jeff, very good field position. I'm trying to check the punts for Fullerton here.
Yeah, if Riverside can get this close, and even if they can't get a touchdown, can get this close, put up 3, that makes it a 2-score game here.
1st and 10 from the 46. Barton stepping up, and Barton goes down. Gets a yard on the play, making the tackle for Fullerton College. Ant Harris, the sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia, played in that SoCal Regional Final last year, had 3 tackles. Had 1 tackle against RCC. He makes the play there against Barton. Barton will get a yard, so won't go down as a sack. Harris, a sophomore, 2nd year in the program. And here comes the line shift. Neesmith is back for Fullerton College. They actually marked it back to the 44, so he did get a loss. Here's the throw inside to Espadrone. Espadrone will sneak up to the 45-yard line or so for Fullerton. So an 11-yard pickup will make it 3rd and 1. Nice move there, and diving in, grabbing him from behind, Branson Tidenois brings him down. Here's the play. And looks like they're going to be short. Neesmith in on the hit. Ugorji trying to get the first down. He will be short. Do you go for it here, Jeff?
No, I think you pin him back as well. I mean, you got to rely on your defense. 2 minutes here in the third. Yeah, I pin him back.
Garrett Campbell played the field position game, and now Tom Kraft will do it. Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling averaging 42.5 yards on 4 punts. Had a 54-yarder the last time. So he'll punt. Line of scrimmage is the 45 of Fullerton. So he's going to try to angle this one out. Tom Kraft always says, hey, he's a very good directional punter. That's what they're looking at, and here he goes. Gonzalez back deep. He'll fair catch it at the 12-yard line. So 33-yard kick, no return, but does the job, pins the Hornets inside the 20.
And that's what you want. I mean, if you can get it within the 20 like he just did here, you just got to rely on your defense. They've held you. You're holding Fullerton to 3 points. 1:27 to go here in the third.
We haven't talked much about that. Both these teams coming in, the Tigers 5th in the state in points per game, Fullerton 7th. So the Tiger defense doing a pretty good job. Yardage average, RCC 1st in the state, Fullerton 13th. The Tigers 3rd and 9th in terms of pass and run, while Fullerton is 17th and 15th. So impressive performance by James Cook's defensive player down on the field here with 1:27 to go in the third quarter. And, kind of a clinic for defensive coordinators. If you want to coordinate a defense, Brian Crooks and James Cook, 2 guys you should look at. Of course, I'm biased. I'm going to root for James Cook, not only because he's an RCC, he's an Irvine guy.
Oh, that's right.
Football power UC Irvine doesn't have a football team, but they had a guy in the NFL.
That's true. He was a tight end?
Darren Fells. He was a basketball guy like you. Yeah. Did they ever try to make you a football player at any point when you were in college?
Not in college, but
because you were 6'7", you probably could have been a pretty good tight end.
I'd have been great because I could jump, and I was fairly strong at that time.
Or a defensive end.
Oh no, I couldn't have done that. I'd have been hit too much.
You don't want 300-pound guys trying to chop block you.
No, not at all.
So Tiger player coming off the field. The defense will go out for RCC.
Can't see what number that is.
30-something. I want to say it could be Marcellus Linton on the special teams, but we'll wait till we can identify him clearly. And he'll go to the tent, and 1st and 10 for Fullerton College from the 13. Marcus Williams in at nose tackle. 1st and 10 from the 13. Here's the give to Davis, and down he goes.
Davis with the carry. Gets back up ready to the line of scrimmage for a little no gain on the play.
Yeah, it looked like Edward Gilds.
Well, it's not. Gilds on the field right now. He's right standing at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 11. Here's the give, and Davis whipped down at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, there's all these too many.
So I think it might have been Eskridge. Eskridge 33, not 3. So hopefully Matthew, he's had a tremendous year for RCC. 3rd down coming up here. Brandon Nunez, 9 of 18, 55 yards as we tick down to under a minute to play. We're actually at 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Nunez to throw. Looking. Got a man. Behind Garnet Davis a little bit, incomplete. How about Jawan Nixon out there in coverage? And 4th down upcoming as the clock stops with 25 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Good pressure. And Nixon right there. A little bit behind Davis, 4th down. So one quarterback has gone all the way. That's Brandon Nunez for Fullerton. Not generally the case. They'll play a couple of different guys at quarterback. Nathan Cornley will get in there. Garrett Lavisong has played a little bit. Here's the punt. Fielded at the 49 and by Will Bond. 34-yard kick, no return. 1st down and 10 for RCC on the Fullerton side of the field.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a Tom Craft team punt this much.
5 for Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling, and I believe it was 6 for Luke Mamana on the Fullerton side. I know you're hearing them say Faubert. It's not Faubert, trust me. I assure you, it's Luke Mamana, the kid from Santa Monica. Here's the little shovel pass. They tried this play before. Espedron finds some space, stumbles forward over the 40, about the 35, finally shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Coming over to make the play, DeJuan Grant was over there, along with Branson Titanois, and a flag comes in.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a hold right there. 60.
So they'll back it up to the 41-yard line of RCC, a 10-yard mark-off. It'll be 1st and 20.
What did they call that on 74? I saw 60 as well, also hold.
Christian Perry was the one whistled, the left tackle for RCC out of Temecula Valley.
Festival of Lights switch-on ceremony will be next Saturday, a week from today at 4:30. It is a week earlier this year. Normally it is after Thanksgiving. This year it's going to be a week earlier. And
you're going to be hosting.
I am hosting, and guess what else? They have the ice skating rink is back downtown. You can catch me skating around.
10-3 Tigers after the third quarter. We come back for the fourth quarter after this. College football Saturday in the city of Riverside. Riverside City College 10, Fullerton College 3. Back after this. Welcome back. College football Saturday in Riverside. Veterans Day edition. 70th meeting between RCC and Fullerton. Rivalry, Jeff, we talked about, dates back to 1921.
What a great day. Great day for football. Great. They said Veterans Day. So thank you to everybody that served. And in fact, on my way home today, I'm going to stop over at the Riverside National Cemetery, pay my respects.
1st and 20. Barton over the middle. Campbell can't hold it, incomplete. Standing over him was Chris Harms for Fullerton College. 2nd down and 20.
So 3 drop balls on RCC. Really could be some big plays.
Second and 20 from the 41. Delayed handoff right up the middle. Dancing is Strong trying to go outside, and they're really on Strong, and he's going to lose a yard. Coming up, LeBaron Kennedy was in there on the play for Fullerton. Trying that delayed handoff, and they're wise to it. He's being chased.
He's being spied on.
Actually, that was Narbonne making the play. Also helping out was LeBaron Kennedy there, but Narbonne chased him down. Don't want to get Matt Logan mad at us for not recognizing his guy. 3rd down. Here's the give to Strong. Strong's got some space. 1st down and more. Down inside the 35. And a flag on the play.
So it won't be a 1st down. It'll be 3rd and
7th penalty. If this is on RCC, it'll be their 7th.
Wow.
Well, so that play will count. So a 25-yard run for the 1st down by Strong, and then tack on 15 more yards. So that's the 7th penalty on Fullerton for 85 yards.
And that is one of those mistakes.
Ball will move inside the 20 to the 19 for RCC. So here we go. 4th quarter, can they break it open a little bit? Double tight end set for the Tigers. Barton looking to the near side, out of the backfield, complete to Ugorji. Ugorji, the 1st down inside the 10, and he's upended there. Coming over to make it looks like Quentin Ashford, he's shaken up. Quentin Ashford made the hit and kind of still staying down on the sideline. They're going to mark the ball to the 5-yard line. So a 14-yard pickup out of the backfield, Xavier Ugorgi. And, you mentioned, Jeff, we hadn't seen Ugorgi a whole lot this year. Allende Bancoli was getting most of the runs, and we even saw Divine Pearson getting in of late. But it's been really a two-back rotation between Strong and Ugorgi this afternoon. Tom Kraft has told me, hey, I like rotating a lot of guys. It keeps guys fresh. If you have a guy who can go 100% for 4 or 5 plays in a spurt as opposed to having to maybe preserve some energy, you don't take plays off that way. I asked him about his wide receiver rotation, and his answer was very simple. He's like, hey, I go with 3 kind of packages of 2 so guys don't take plays off, basically.
That's a great way to look at it.
He said in high school, you're playing both ways, so you'll see guys on film take plays off. He's like talking about Espadrone, who runs, about a 4.5. And he goes, if he's running maybe 4 or 5 plays in the space of a sequence and a series, he's 4.5. The more I play him, all of a sudden he's 4.56 and 4.63. Yeah. Why should I do that when I can throw out Jesse Campbell, who's also a 4.5? First and goal from the 5-yard line for RCC. Strong is the tailback. And now here's Cornwell resetting with Connor May on the right side. And Tom Kraft's going to talk it over. So clock stops at 13:42. First timeout exhausted by Tom Kraft here in the fourth quarter.
Is that our first timeout of the game, actually?
They called one in the first half as well.
They did.
Yeah. So 10-3, RCC over Fullerton College in a battle of unbeaten teams. Both these teams had big wins last week. Fullerton went on the road, so Fullerton College had to play their last 2 games on the road at Saddleback and at RCC. That's a bit of a gauntlet. The Tigers last year had to go down to Mesa, who's a tough team, and they handled them fairly readily, 38-13. Fullerton put up 46 against Saddleback in Mission Viejo.
Now, if you're RCC and you score, do you go for 2? Puts them up 15.
I don't know what Tom Kraft's going to do. I would not. I don't mess with 2 unless you really need to.
Yeah, and let your defense, who's just been great so far, like I said, giving up just a chip shot.
Cornwell and May set on the left side. Bryce Strong kind of spin that way, but no, sir. Breaking in and making the play, Jeremiah McNeely. McNeely, the sophomore out of San Antonio. 61 tackles this year. Had a great year last year as a freshman where he had 62. In fact, had 7 tackles and a pick in the playoff game against Riverside last year. He played really well as a freshman. So here's Halloween. Look for the jump ball in the left corner. Let's see if they go that way. Instead, Strong will run, and he'll be down maybe a loss of a yard. So they'll mark it to the 6-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 6. I'd just throw the jump ball to Colloway here. Or maybe you sneak Cornwell. Double tight end set, you release him. Don't know who's blocking and who's running. So 2 tight ends on the right side. 3rd and goal.
Oh, that's going to send him back.
Seventh penalty on RCC for 60 yards. It'll back it off 5 more. So it'll be 3rd and goal, but from the 11. Holloway split out to the far side. Campbell to the near side for RCC. Double tight end set for Tom Kraft. 3rd and goal. Strong. Stutter step, rolling, down inside the 5. 3-yard line, so an 8-yard pickup there. 4th and goal from the 3. And the field goal team's coming out.
Yeah, good call here. Like I said, makes it a 2-score game.
Katie Kearns ultimately made the tackle. He broke through a couple of other tacklers. I think Carlos Torres had a shot before Kearns finally dragged him down. A 20-yard field goal attempt. Panikowski 1 for 2 today. So call it 19. Hit from 29, missed from 32. Dominic Roush, converted D lineman, moves a little early. He'll back it off 5 yards. Not really a big deal here.
No.
The key is Panikowski's got to make this kick. 10-3. RCC trying to make it a 2-score game here. Swings the right foot, and that is true. 13-3. The Tigers now up by 10. Still a little too close for comfort here if you're RCC. Both defenses have been pretty good. You saw Fullerton there hold RCC to 3 points. Now their offense got to pick them up a little bit.
Well, I don't know if you'd say they're good. I think they've been great, both teams. You're holding RCC to 13. And defensively, if you're RCC, you got to be happy that you're holding Fullerton to 3.
Yeah, I mean, the RCC defense has held Fullerton to 111 total yards. The Tigers have rolled up 280, well below their average, but they've at least been able to move the football. On the one touchdown, obviously, coming off the muff on special teams, the muff punt by K.D. Kearns, has otherwise been pretty fantastic for Fullerton. 13-3 RCC, and Panikowski will kick it off. Stewart deep.
Great kick.
Panikowski will bring it out of the end zone. Stewart over the 25. And then I think Nixon got him. Tackle instead made by Richard Fianganafo out of Ontario by way of Mater Dei. So a 29-yard return out to the 28, 1st and 10 Fullerton. And James Cook's defense has held the Hornets to 111 yards on the game. First and 10 from the 28. Nunez still at quarterback. Tate in motion. Here's the throw to Stewart. Stewart sits down. He's got a little space. Stewart, a nice catch and run. Finally up over the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Linton. About a 19-yard pickup. Call it 18 to the 46.
I think Boger actually grabbed him by his ankle. Actually got him here. Let's see.
So Boger slows him down. And it's Linton that finally brings him down. But, yeah, how about Isaiah Boger ranging out to make that play? Scouts will see that one on film. Vakapuna in motion, and here come the flags. A snap infraction. So 8th penalty on the Hornets. So both teams now with 8 penalties. 90 penalty yards on Fullerton.
Yeah, it was a ground ball snap.
So ball back to the Fullerton 41 where it'll be 1st and 15. Ball deflected and down, incomplete. It almost fell right into Tony Olima's hands. Olima was tangled up in the middle, I think, with the center, Nicholas Siatunu'u.
And my guy was in there again. Got his hand on it.
Boger got a hand. You're right. Boger got a hand on it.
Yep.
2nd down. Nunez looking outside. Slant pattern incomplete. Intended for Austin Levias out of Lakewood. Levias trying to make the sliding catch in front of Marcellus Linton, and 3rd down coming up for Fullerton.
Brings up a 3rd and 15.
You know, we talk about how well the defenses are playing. Everybody's staying there. A lot of assignment football tonight. Fullerton's done a good job in terms of controlling Jordan Barton's running and also against Bryce Strong because they're keeping to their assignments. Same thing for RCC. Here's a little fling to Stewart. And he's still on his feet. Nobody blew a whistle. And Stewart all the way to the end zone. 59-yard catch and run. Nobody touched him. The knee was never down. A bunch of Tiger defenders standing there with their hands out extended that he was down. Nobody blew a whistle, though.
Wow, let's take a look at that. I mean, honestly, I thought he was down.
Christian Stewart out of Brea Olinda makes the catch.
Yes, he was down. Yeah, his knee was down. In fact, he pushed off with that knee to get back up.
Here's Faubert for the PAT. 59-yard touchdown. Obviously, no replay here in JUCO. And Faubert puts the PAT through when it's 13-10. Well, we talked about a bounce. We never talked about a knee. Was the knee down or was it not down? That's a really heads-up play by Christian Stewart of Fullerton. That's all you can say. Now, of course, on the defense, what they're going to say is, well, if I hit him, then I get a flag.
Oh, he's down. He pushes off with that left knee. Wow.
Well, I mean, the official's right on top of it, though, Jeff.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's not just nefarious. It was just a missed call.
So a 59-yard catch and run, a big play for Fullerton. 10 minutes to go. We got a ball game. And we kind of knew it was going to be, Jeff.
Yes, we are. Yes, we did. But, man, now all bets are off.
So Faubert is going to tee it off here. And that's, hey, you give credit to the Fullerton defense. They shut the Tigers down twice. They held them to field goals. And then obviously the missed field goal now looming very large. So Faubert kicking to Ugorji and Espadrone. Faubert, interesting story out of Foothill in Santa Ana. Chips the kick, fielded by Connor May inside the 30. He'll get maybe 3 or 4 yards over the 30, and 1st and 10. They'll mark it up to the 32-yard line. First and 10. So there you go. That's going to be the play everybody's going to look at.
Yeah, everybody's going to say, was he down or was he not?
I don't think you could. I couldn't really tell from the angle, Jeff. You had him. You seemed to think it was really clear that he was down.
Well, the only reason being I thought he was down is because he pushed off that left leg to stand back up, and his leg, the knee was obviously down, unless he was on top of another player. But
from the 33, here's Strong. Strong up the middle, up to the 38-yard line, about 5 yards on the play. Making the tackle again on the play, Branson Tita Noah got some help from Thaddeus Justin Jones as well. Another look at the play. Let's see here.
Let's see if we could stop it right.
Not down there, not down there. Not
there,
down there.
He's down. He is down. There's the leg is down on the ground. The entire left thigh was on the ground.
2nd and 4. They'll give the ball to Strong. He'll try the middle again over the 40, close to the first down. Actually, they'll give it to him up to the 44. So they're going to try to just melt the clock here, use that big offensive line as the clock continues to move. 13-10 RCC. Hey, it's been a good one.
Been fun.
Either way, no matter who you're rooting for, it's been a very good football game here on Saturday afternoon. From the 44, 1st and 10. Strong again, and nice play. Wow. Thought he was going to be able to dance away, and down he goes. I believe that's Neesmith getting up from the bottom of the pile. What a game he has had.
Now, is that twice that Neesmith has used that
Kearns, it was Kearns the first time, and then Neesmith using the jersey there. So Terrence Hansbrough is down. Terrence Hansbrough Jr., the sophomore from Colliersville, Tennessee. You ever been to Tennessee, Jeff?
I have. You know what? You're the only 10 I see. I have been to Tennessee. I've been to Nashville. Have you ever been to Nashville?
I've not. I need to go.
You and I should go to Nashville.
My brother-in-law's they live in Ohio, right? He's a big fan of Tennessee. They go to the Black Hills? Is that what it is?
The Black Hills.
He loves getting a cottage in the Black Hills, and they do the weekend out there.
I think you and I should do that. We should take our families and go out there.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to Tennessee. I've been to Memphis. I played at Memphis, and that's a lot like the
The Pyramid.
The Pyramid. Out in Long Beach.
Second down. Barton to throw. Barton looking for Espadrone. Espadrone gets it at the 20. He is to the 5, and down he goes. Katie Kearns with a touchdown-saving tackle at the 4-yard line. 53-yard strike from Jordan Barton to Norian Espadrone. Somebody just asked me, hey, where's the top-ranked quarterback in the state? Well, there he is right there. Pasadena, where are you at? Or Damien, where are you at? Jordan Barton answering the question.
And Espadrone, everybody's favorite. You get Espadrone in space, he is a playmaker among playmakers.
Done.
Great to watch Espadrone make a big play here in the 4th.
First and goal from the 4. Tigers trying to answer. Ugorji slips the first tackle down at about the 3-yard line. Clock continuing to run. 13-10 Tigers. Jordan Barton just flipped the field with a big strike to Norian Espadrone. And Tom Kraft talks so highly of Norian Espadrone. Great attitude, great route runner, and then he's playing the way we expected him to play. Remember, his older brother Norbert also played for Coach Kraft. They're both out of Etiwanda High in Fontana. He said that the strength of Espadrone, he's really good at setting up routes. Strong. Right into the teeth of the defense, and he'll get pushed back. Ball comes loose, but he was already down. Making the tackle, that's Jordan Crawford, the freshman from New Jersey. Third down coming up.
I want to see Holloway out there for a jump ball here.
Yeah. Now he's had a little bit of trouble. It'd be some great redemption for him. Be able to just throw that jump ball to him in the corner of the end zone. But I don't see him on the field. You got Campbell on the near side, Espadrone on the far slot, Omar Hammond out of San Diego split out to the far side. Third and goal. Option, Barton, and look at Neesmith. Neesmith holds the play, and then coming over and riding him down is Eric Hale. And again, the Fullerton defense bends, but they do not break. Look at Neesmith. Man, he's been there. He holds the play up. Hale ultimately makes the tackle. But if Fullerton wins this game, Carl Neesmith, the sophomore from Baldwin, Florida, should get a game ball. So 23-yard field goal attempt coming up. Panikowski 2 for 3 today. Swings the leg and make it 3 for 4, and it's a 6-point lead for RCC. 5:52 to play in this ball game, and still a one-score game, Jeff.
If you're Riverside, hey, you got to rely on Coach Cook and say, hey, Coach, what are we doing here?
By the way, Carl Neesmith today for Fullerton, Jeff, 8 tackles.
No.
4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Man. How about that for a game? Well, you want your big-time players to play big-time games. Put a check mark next to Carl Neesmith's name.
Yeah, Neesmith and Bogar, similar players, just really heady guys on top of the ball in every play.
There's the long play to Espadrone. And finally, Katie Kearns. See, that's a big play by Kearns stopping the touchdown because they held the Tigers to a field goal, and that they just haven't been able to figure out those interior runs, particularly in the red zone. And RCC, one of the better red zone teams in the state, 85% overall, 70% in terms of touchdowns. The kickoff by Panikowski, and it'll come out to the 25 with 5:52 to play here in this ball game, Jeff. 5:52 remaining in regulation.
Now, are my nerves supposed to feel like this? Because I'm getting nervous. I haven't been nervous at an RCC game in a while. They have been so dominant. We haven't felt nervous.
JC Gridiron National Poll, the Dirty 30, number 5 against number 6. So you have actually 3 of the top 10 teams in the country, according to Brad Hoist's JC Gridiron poll, are in Southern California. RCC, Fullerton, and Mount Sac, I believe 4, 5, and 6 in that poll. So 1st and 10 from the 25, and one more stand needed by James Cook's defense. And they've been very good today. Aside from the one play, here's Nunez. Looking outside, he's got a man. It's complete to the tight end. That's rolling all the way up inside the 30, making the catch, Cameron Woods.
Wow. Change of pace here.
So Wood flips the field for 55 yards, and here goes tempo for Fullerton. They get right up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the 20. They could take the lead with 7 points here. Nunez going to keep it. And they'll stop him about a 3-yard gain. Bogar with the stop. There's Nunez looking back. Remember, we talked about it last year a little bit. Had a blood clot, which kind of curtailed his career a little bit, but doing a great job for Garrett Campbell and the Hornets of Fullerton. Had a good year last year, really established himself. Multi-quarterback rotation for the Hornets, but numbers look good. Here's Tate in motion. And the umpire, that's Charles Chastain. False start on Fullerton. He actually told me to say hey to you.
He did.
He said, tell the ball guy hello.
The great Charlie Chastain. Son is Charlie Chastain Jr. over at
Roosevelt. Right? Was at Norco for many years.
Many years at Norco. One of my dear friends called him Dogbite. That's our little inside info on.
So Broy to the near side. Right next to him is Stewart, and then there's Tate. Looking that way is Nunez. Going to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Jordan Tate. 3rd down coming up.
Jordan Tate, brother of Larry Tate.
Is he?
I don't remember Larry Tate from, was it Bewitched?
Yes. 16 catches for 287 yards for Tate, averaging 18 yards a catch. Had 3 catches last week, including a 28-yarder for 62 yards.
Just out of the reach there.
3rd and 12. Big play coming up for the defense. Let's see what Garrett Campbell calls here. Head coach for Fullerton also calls their plays. 3rd down and 12. Nunez pumping. Nunez over the middle. Intercepted. Dante Bowers with the play. Bowers makes the big play on defense. Garrett Davis makes the tackle.
There is a flag.
Fullerton player is down. It looks like it might have been Tate. And the flag down at about, there are 2 flags down. One inside the 20, one at about the 16. Let's see what the flag's going to be. And what a huge play by Dante Bowers. Bowers, the sophomore from Liberty High in Henderson. Signed out of high school with Arizona. Did not play last year.
So I think the play will be, it will still be an interception, but I do think it will go against RCC.
So a block, some kind of a blocking penalty?
So I think they're still going to retain the football. They're just not going to get the yardage.
So personal foul, it'll just be a mark-off. So it'll come back inside the 20. In fact, it's going to go inside the 10.
Yeah.
So a personal foul on the return. They'll bring it all the way back to the 8-yard line. Here's the play. Nunez sets it up, and Bowers just steps in front of Stewart. Maybe had his eyes on him all the way. There's the penalty. We've seen a couple of those. They're calling those in the NFL a lot. On offensive guys, when receivers kind of do that little crackback deal. I've seen a couple of plays called back in NFL games. Alan Lazard of the Jets been called on a couple of those. From the 8-yard line, though, the important thing is the Tigers turn back the Hornets, and this is a big stand for Fullerton. Because if you can stop the Tigers here 3 and out, you can still get points out of the field position, and Strong will stretch over the 10 to about the 12-yard line for 4 yards, and the key for RCC, you want to keep the clock going. At a certain point, you're going to use your timeouts if you're Fullerton. LeBaron Kennedy made the stop on Strong. So Strong a little bit, walking off the field, a little bit hobbled. So Xavier Ugorji back in. 2nd down and 5. Here comes the blitz up the middle. They'll give the ball to Ugorji. He'll get maybe a yard on the play. He'll run right into the hands of Brandon Harris. Harris, the freshman from Redlands, played for Bob Stangl Jr. for the Terriers. The old thin blue line, or the long blue line under Jim Walker, who actually was also Ken Mashinsky's high school coach back in Temple City.
That's right.
Big third down coming up. Here's the ball game.
Oh, this is huge right here.
3rd and 4. Under 3 minutes to play. Barton. Here comes pressure. Barton throwing it up one-on-one on the outside. Incomplete. Intended receiver Demarion Young. On the coverage for Fullerton is Jamari Griffin, the sophomore out of Detroit. Here comes the punt team. 2:49 to play in regulation.
Yeah, Fullerton's going to have great field position here.
We talked about it. If the defense can hold, now you're going to get good field position. Jeremy Gonzalez back to return the punt. Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling will kick just in front of the goal line. High snap, and he still gets it away, angling it to the right side. Gonzalez just gets away from it. They don't want a repeat of what happened the last time. It'll roll down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So a 50-yard kick, no return. 1st and 10 coming up for Fullerton.
Now, only one big play that Fullerton's made, and that was the last drive with their big tight end.
Well, and then, of course, the Stewart play.
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that guy. I did forget. How quickly I forget.
So that was a 59-yard and a 55-yard play. So 114 yards before those two plays. That's 246 total yards. There's Tom Kraft, the head coach of RCC. It's been a hard-fought one. You didn't expect any less, though.
No.
Great effort on both sides. 1st and 10, line is the 34 for Fullerton. Here's Nunez. Stepping up. He's in trouble. He's going to run. Get outside. He'll get over the 40-yard line. So they're going to say he stepped out at the 40, so 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Clock moving here. Nearing 2 minutes to play. 16-10 RCC. Give credit to the Hornets defense. They have kept Fullerton in the game. Nunez thrown to the outside. C.J. Broy gets the first down up to the 45.
Three timeouts left for Fullerton.
Yeah, they got all their timeouts.
Riverside.
They're calm. As long as they're moving the ball, they're going to be okay. Can't afford a sack or obviously a turnover. Nunez back to throw. Nunez stepping up. Middle of the field, and down he goes. Leans into Tiger territory. Down to the 46-yard line, excuse me. So 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and short. And now Fullerton will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So 2 timeouts left for Fullerton, 2 timeouts left for RCC. Now, the one thing is, obviously at this point, if you're RCC, you got to avoid the big play. But secondly, you can do the bend but do not break, because a field goal does nothing for the Hornets. But I'm guessing, so 2nd and 1, you get the first down here if you're Fullerton, and then maybe you take a shot. Or maybe you take a shot right here, 2nd and 1. If you don't get it, it's 3rd and 1. You want to, but again, they're going to try to manage the clock a little bit. So 1:44 to play here. Wheelock Stadium. 70th meeting between Fullerton and Riverside. And the winner, more than likely, will be the number 1 seed in the upcoming SCFA playoffs, which begin November 25th. So let's see what Garrett Campbell's got. Broy split out to the near side. Levias up high. In the far slot, I believe that's Tate. 2nd and 1, they're going to go for it. Over the middle, Broy with the first down at about the 40-yard line. Escorted out of bounds by Jawan Nixon.
Smart play, got out of bounds there. Got the first.
stopped the clock, got the first down, and now Fullerton has to traverse 42 yards. So this is it. Here's the supreme test. Final exam for James Cook's defense. 1st and 10 from the 42 of Riverside for Fullerton. There's Tate in motion. Rolling right, Nunez. Here comes Tupou. He's just get rid of it. 2nd and 10. Just burns the down. Maintains the clock, though. If you're Fullerton right now, 2 things. You want to keep advancing the ball, but you need to be mindful of that clock. You do have the 2 timeouts, but a nice heady play there by Nunez. Nothing was there. Tupou approaching. Burn the down. 2nd and 10.
See if they go across the middle here. See if they can get a strike and maybe call a timeout.
Leland Smith split to the near side. Stewart is in the midst of that. Trips at the top of your screen. Nunez looking that way, and now he'll run with it. Nunez has got some space. Nunez to the 25. He'll go down at the 20. Baptiste and Nixon combine on the stop. Clock stops because they're moving the sticks.
Nunez, great heady play here by the quarterback.
Nunez looking. Going end zone for Smith. Incomplete. And here comes the flag. So it'll be a 15-yarder marked off against RCC. Now, we've had a lot of debate about this in football, not necessarily RCC football. So the penalty on RCC will put it at the 5-yard line. That's usually the 10-yard line. Now here it's always the cat and mouse, right? Do you let them score here because you know you got the time? You know, I always say no. If you're winning the game, you win the game, right? But then if you're Fullerton, if they let you score, do you score? Or do you try to, sit down and burn more? Is it the cat and mouse game? Here we go. 1st and goal from the 10. Nunez surveying, throwing, nearly sacked, incomplete. Tate wants a flag, and he got it. Wow. So between the holds and now a couple of defensive penalties.
Let's see what Smith is going to call here.
Shane Smith looking.
Yeah, there's pass interference.
The 10th penalty on RCC. So it'll be half the distance. It'll be 1st and goal now from the 5. 1:06 to play here in regulation. All right, no, it's going to go back to the 10-yard line. So now Garrett Campbell. Oh, that's right. He's saying it's supposed to be half the distance. That's what Garrett Campbell is saying. Hey, if it's pass interference, it's got to be half the distance. You got to move the ball to the 5. Head coach for Fullerton College.
Was that him on the loudspeaker? We heard him.
Yeah, because he had to turn the mic down. So here's 1st and goal. Bakapuna. Down he goes. Mafileo Tupou with the hit. So 2nd down coming up, and they're just going to try to burn some clock. They have a play. 2nd down and 8. Campbell melting the clock. Here's Nunez looking. They got the play. They want the throw, and it's incomplete. No flag on that one. 3rd down. Clock stops. So 2 plays coming up for Fullerton. Can the RCC defense hold, Jeff? Brandon Nunez trying to engineer the win here for Fullerton. I don't know if you'd call it an upset, except that it's on the road. Both teams 9-0 coming in. They met last year in the SoCal Regional Final. RCC got the win 31-17 at San Bernardino Valley College. Here's Nunez to throw. Looking, a man's open and a touchdown. Christian Stewart catches it for the touchdown. Hornets tie it at 16. The PAT looms big by Jonathan Faubert. 24 seconds left.
Wow.
It's actually 31 because the clock on the TV is different than the clock here in the stadium. And here's Faubert, big PAT coming up.
Now for the PAT attempt.
Faubert approaching. Here's the play, and he missed. No, he got it. He got it. It went through. It was a little bit low, but it got in that left upright. 17-16. Fullerton on top. Here's the play. Stewart makes the catch, and they take the lead. Bowers rotating over. Little bit late.
So a couple of mistakes on defense. Big penalties have cost RCC here so far. Think about it. They've been stellar all year, all game.
Now, to be fair, I mean, disappointing, obviously, if you're RCC, you want to be 10-0, but
it's not
even if you lose here, more than likely, but you don't want, and then you have to end up going on the road. And if this holds, there's a chance RCC could have to go play Fullerton at their place in 2 weeks.
Wow.
But, hey, you give credit to Fullerton. Their defense kept them in the game. Couple of short fields. They were able to hold RCC to field goals, and that's looming big now, as is the miss by Gabe Panik, who's been so good all year.
Great.
I'm not trying to pin this on him by any means, but, I mean, he's been so good all year, and that 32-yarder is something he'll make in his sleep. But you give credit to the defense. Brian Crooks, the defensive coordinator for Fullerton. And here's Faubert for the kickoff. Let's see what they do. And, yeah, they'll pooch it. Hammond fields it, trying to make a play. And he goes down over the 31-yard line. And so they'll have 26 seconds and 2 timeouts. I'm guessing the first play will be something over the middle. And then Panikowski likely, I don't know what his range is. His longest field goal of the year is 44. I would guess they would need to get to about the 30-yard line to even give it a shot. But the way this defense is played, 26 seconds left. Let's see what they do here. Barton. Here comes the pressure. Barton looking down the field, steps through it, and he lost the football. They're going to call it incomplete. So 16 seconds left. It'll be an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
And a lot of clock used on that play.
So here comes Hale right up the middle and ducks through one, and then the second effort, he gets hit from behind. Actually, it was Carlos Torres hit him from behind. 2nd and 10 from the 30. Barton looking for it all. Intercepted. Tyon Milton, seals the win for Fullerton with 9 seconds to play in regulation.
Wow.
Barton under pressure, throws down the field. And what an interception. That's a great play by Milton. Give him credit. Milton, a sophomore out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, and just kneel down for the Hornets. And potentially, Jeff, in 2 weeks, this could be a rematch in Fullerton. Wow. So Fullerton, 9 seconds from being the National Southern champions, and they had this one circled since last December, Jeff.
What a superb ending. Didn't work out for RCC, but man, what 2 good teams playing at it to a 17-16 game.
So here comes the kneel down, and hey, Garrett Campbell and the Hornets, congratulations. They deserved it. They took this one 17-16 against RCC, the first loss of the year for the Tigers, Jeff. They dropped to 9-1. If you're an RCC fan, though, more than likely the Tigers will be that at-large team in the playoffs. But the flip side of it is you got to go play Fullerton at their place on the 25th.
Hey, I'll tell you what, these two teams played even. I'd love to see a rematch of the same two teams. But, man, what a tough loss for this great RCC team.
The heads-up play by Christian Stewart when it looked like he was down, but he wasn't, got up and scrambled the rest of the way for the touchdown, and then the missed field goal by Panikowski. And again, not trying to put this on Panikowski. He's been great all year, but in a game like this, we talked about it yesterday, in a playoff atmosphere, the margin of error just shrinks for you, and the little things become a big thing. And, hey, you tip your cap to Brian Crooks in the defense for Fullerton, because there were a couple of situations where RCC had first and goal. They held the Tigers to field goals, and that's why they were able to stay in the game, Jeff.
That's exactly what it was. They had the mental fortitude to really take care of business in the red zone, and that's really what it was. You can say, people are going to talk about the touchdown run by Fullerton, but it just comes down to making big plays. Riverside has some big penalties at the end of the game, and Fullerton capitalized.
How big was that play, Espadrone inside the 5 by Katie Kern to just make sure to drag him down to not let him get into the end zone? What a huge play by Kearns for Fullerton College. And again, Carl Neesmith, what a big game he had, played his best game when his team needed it the most.
Yeah, a lot like Isaiah Bogart. Yep. He was the guy that really, really stirred the coffee defensively, and it really kept Barton and the entire offense from Riverside kind of in disarray. We haven't seen Barton ever get out of the pocket, and he had a spy on him the whole time, just not RCC's day.
Well, these teams likely will meet. It'll be Rocky 2 in a couple of weeks. Ain't going to be no rematch. Ain't going to be no rematch. Don't want one. No, in this case, I think they both want the rematch because that means you're playing in the SCFA playoffs, and more than likely Riverside will take the trip to that brand new stadium in Fullerton on the 25th.
Yeah, and hopefully things can be different if you're an RCC fan. But hey, can't hang your head. You just got to go on and move to the next game.
Now remember, the South has home field advantage this year, so if the Hornets keep winning, they will host the state championship game. If somehow the Tigers can claw their way back there,